The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the saddest edition of the Trap Nerd Sports Podcast that there has been. Here with my guys, Harry,
Yo.
Joey Sads today.
Joey Sads.
Joey Sads in the building.
How you guys doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm kind of mad at how giddy Harry is. Like were we this happy when the Packers got eliminated?
It just wasn't a sad day for you guys.
This is the happiest I've ever seen Harry. He's all here.
Got a good Final Four, best four teams left.
Shut the fuck up.
It's gonna be a hell of a championship Sunday.
He ain't lying. We suck.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. The Bills lost to the Bengals. And they got their ass kicked by the Bengals. No one played a good game. I think Matt Milano's probably the only player you could look at and be like, he played a good game. Every play that was made, I think Matt Milano made it, other than the first touchdown. Like, the only good parts of the game for the Bills were Matt Milano. Absolutely no one else did their job. Tremaine Edmonds looked like shit. The defensive line couldn't get pressure on second stringers, 3 second stringers, plus I think their center got hurt in the middle of the game. They got no pressure. Tre'Davious White continues to get burned. Jordan Poyer continues to get burned.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, go
Listen,
ahead.
man. I'll tell you one thing. I figured it out. I came to the conclusion that I think Josh Allen, he definitely covers up how bad our
100%.
offense is. Except Diggs. Diggs is obviously that dude. But besides them two, there's no one on our offense that's good.
Well,
There's no one.
Josh Allen tends to, like we talk about all year, how Dak used to not feed CD, right? He starts feeding CD. They'd had a very good season. I mean, they ran the 49ers. They lost. We'll talk about that later. But that was our biggest problem. Dak would never feed CD. Kenny Pickett doesn't feed Pickens. We name a quarterback that doesn't feed his receiver. Josh Allen feeds Stephon Diggs. Playoffs come around, and
He still
he
was
got
throwing him the
he got
ball,
10
though.
targets. He got 10 targets, but at least 4
It probably should have been more than 10.
At least 4 of them were uncatchable balls.
That's
Josh
fair.
Allen had Eli Apple beat on a couple routes, including one that should have been a touchdown, where he just missed him completely. Even the catch where he's like, get the ball up. Stephon Diggs is a great after the catch guy. It's a fucking 5-yard catch or 7 yards or whatever it is. And
Might have been a first down.
And he has to fall. That catch was a first down.
No, it was a
When he fell.
5-yard catch. Yeah, it was at the beginning of the game.
That was late in the game.
Oh, late in the
That
game.
he's talking about, yeah.
Oh, okay. When
No,
he went
I'm
like
talking about
this,
I'm
when
talking
he
about the
said pick
second.
ball up,
I thought that was the
that was
first
early
down.
in the game.
No, when that was like the second quarter.
I thought it was late in the game because he was getting pissed.
No, he did get pissed late in the game because he missed him on the touchdown throw.
He threw it to Gabe Davis instead of him. He had him wide open.
Well, he had Gabe Davis. We'll get there. But anyway, he gets him one good target, and he gets the ball. That could have been an easy first down. Could have been, who knows? It could have been a fucking touchdown. Who knows? And Josh Allen isn't doing what he has to do. But at the same time, like I saw a tweet. It's like Josh Allen deserves his fair share of blame, but he's like 10th on the list, and it's true. Like,
Yeah, but hear me out. Let me. So what I was saying was, the Bengals did a good job. Like, kudos to them. They you know what they did? They contained Josh Allen, and made everyone else have to make plays. That's really what they did. But this is what I'm most pissed off about. We go spend all this money on our defense. We make all our picks on our defense, and our defense can't stop fucking nothing. It doesn't make sense.
yeah. So
It doesn't make no sense.
All right, so I said before we got on the pod that this was way worse than 13 seconds to me. You guys question that. Obviously, in the moment, when you're losing, when you think you got the game and you lose in 13 seconds, it's a huge heartbreaker. But after that game, we saw the Stephon Diggs picture. We were like, we got every fucking tool that we need to get this done, and we still had cap space last year. We signed Von Miller, which was a very good signing.
I was happy about it.
Great
Still am.
signing. Perfect. Like as we'll get to like the defensive structure. Von Miller is not one of the problems that happened. We're preseason favorites. Sure, last year sucks, but we're favorites. We have a great team. We look like we're right there with the Chiefs. This year, we didn't even look like we belonged on the field with the Bengals. So what happens if the Bengals lose to the Chiefs? Now, they're not even the best team, and we fucking didn't even belong on the field with them. We don't have cap space to fix our stuff. Our top 6 defensive players are old or Tremaine Edmonds. That's it. The rest of them are over 30.
Yeah.
They're sucking up cap. 2 of them are coming off of major injuries. Tre'Davious White looked like complete garbage. I'm not really too worried about Tre'Davious White because this first 6 games off. He'll be back next year. But every single one of our best players on defense, which is supposed to be our side of the ball, over 30. Is Von Miller going to be the same guy he was last year?
But my biggest concern though is that we were trying to build this big, like you just said, the defense is our side of the ball, and every team, Miami put up 30, and then the Bengals put up, what was the score? 30? They put up 27. Same fucking thing. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
The defensive play calling sucked. And the defensive players look bad. I just don't understand at what point do we switch it to, like, let's build, like, an offense that, like, outscore us.
Well,
instead of the defense thing isn't working. It's not working. It didn't work.
I think that was the plan. No one could have foresaw Gabe Davis being this bad.
But I fell for it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
too. He's a talented guy.
No, but it was all off one game. It was all off one game. Everyone, including myself, thought he was going to be so fucking good.
Well, Bills
off
fans,
one game, we're idiots.
Bills fans are doing it again with Khalil Shakur. I see all these Bills fans. Khalil Shakur made a couple plays in the playoffs.
I like that kid.
I like him too, but this is the same thing
Yeah, I know.
saying about Gabe Davis.
It is.
4th round pick, 5th round pick. Fucking, they make a couple plays. They don't get the burn they should get. But when they do get on the field, they make plays, and then. Obviously, Gabe Davis had that huge game, and now he's like the second coming of Christ.
But I'm looking at Gabe Davis now. Like, I feel like if he goes to other rosters, he gets buried somewhere.
No, he
leads the NFL in drops.
I know, but the thing is that he gets open. He's a big.
But he can't catch. It doesn't matter if he gets open.
I know.
Does he even get open? Dude gets open on a couple of deep balls, and then drops them. He fucking blows.
He does. But
he
no one could have foresaw that. So that's the issue at that point.
It could have been foreseen because it was all off one game. Everybody based what he was gonna do, including the Bills, off of the Chiefs game.
Yeah,
that's it.
100%.
And looking back in hindsight, we're all idiots.
Looking back in hindsight, the Bills did every single thing that we slandered other teams for not doing. We slandered the Packers for not going out and getting a receiver. Like you said, we had one really receiver. We could have traded a first-round pick for one of those guys.
Absolutely.
I'm
mad we went quarterback now.
Yeah, playing to our, or even drafting a defensive guy. They draft a cornerback. Elam's gotta be the worst.
He wasn't bad. He's not bad.
He was a healthy scratch for like 4 weeks out of the year.
But that's what I was like reading these things, and one of them was like, yo, you draft this dude in the first round, let him play, let him get used to the NFL.
There's so many issues here, and that's why it's like it feels like the window has closed. And
it's not closed.
It's not completely closed.
But something has to change. We can't keep drafting these defensive players, and then our defense letting the whole thing down. I'm not blaming it at all on the defense because the offense didn't put no points up. So it's not that.
No, but what I'm saying is,
but if we're supposed to be a defensive team, we shouldn't be letting 30 up in the playoffs.
Look at the teams left in the playoffs. You got Mahomes, right? That's basically, it's like the LeBron effect. They're over there. Then you got the Chiefs.
They're the Chiefs.
Or the Bengals, rookie contract, quarterback. Eagles, quarterback on rookie contract. 49ers, 3 quarterbacks basically on rookie contract. I mean, Garoppolo's getting paid like whatever, but quarterback on rookie contract. The rest of those teams are so well built, and even the Chiefs, even though they're the only other team paying their quarterback, they have a good offensive line. They don't have they're kind of like us where they only have one real weapon, but they have Mahomes. The other 3 teams, they're in their window right now because we were going to talk about Burrow versus Allen. You can say, okay, Burrow beat Allen, but Burrow has Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. His offensive line was great at the end of the season and still played great even though 3 of them were hurt in this game. Their defense isn't the best, but it's not bad because they're able to build that team around a cheap quarterback. The Bills had that window. They never built an offensive line. They never gave him anyone more than Stephon Diggs. All they ever given him was a defense. That window is over. So now what we need is to kill in the draft. The only way for us to win a title now is for us to kill in the draft or Josh Allen to have his Superman season, his Cam Newton season where he wins the MVP and Cam Newton didn't even win the title that year. But we need him to be that because he's not cheap anymore. None of our players are cheap anymore. We have 7 players taking up half of our cap space, and Brandon Bean has shown that he cannot fucking draft. Brandon Bean kills it after the 4th round. He finds starters after the 4th round, which is huge. He hasn't found a fucking Pro Bowler since Tremaine Edmonds and Josh Allen.
That's
his first draft.
I was going to get there. I think it's Bean's time, man.
So where we are to where we have to be to create a new window, we were in the window. We didn't do what needed to be done, and no one was criticizing them because we were the favorites. But like you said, hindsight, looking back, we're all idiots. They didn't do what needed to be done.
And then they go get these pass-catching backs. I think another thing that it irks me. We go get these pass-catching backs and then never throw them the ball. It doesn't make no fucking sense.
It was our biggest offensive move. Trading for Hines and drafting Cook.
Yeah, it doesn't
they
make
had
any
a total
sense.
of like 30 catches between the two.
It makes no sense.
And
at
that
all.
goes on Ken Dorsey, who was a first-year.
See, I was mad at Ken Dorsey, and I'm still mad at Ken Dorsey, kinda. But I've also realized it was his first year. You have to give him some slack, I guess.
And that raises another question, though. You look at Ken Dorsey's I think Ken Dorsey's going to be a great offense coordinator in this league. But you look at the fact, should we have started?
You're right.
We should have let him go. We should have let him go elsewhere and developed into that, and gotten a guy who's been in the moment before.
Yeah, you're right.
Who that could have been.
Because it's Super Bowl now or never type shit. Not maybe. Well, probably never at this point. Fuck. Man.
I don't want to say never, but
I don't either. I think
it took Drew Brees like however long to win his. I mean, it took Peyton Manning.
It's
10
just tough
years.
because like these dudes like McDermott has a lot of blame on. I feel like he goes unblamed for some reason. That dude, he's a defensive head coach.
Yeah, but he doesn't call plays.
But he facilitates.
He deserves his. He has
blame. To take some blame here because, when he's seeing Frazier blitzing and then playing like back prevent and blitzing at the same time and just giving them a first down in the red zone, something has to be done there.
And I gave Frazier the excuse last year that they didn't have.
I'm expecting Frazier to be fired.
It's 2 years in a row. Be done, man.
2 years in a row, though, that he legitimately, it was just bad defensive play calling. Like, the Bengals are good, too. I'm not trying to take nothing away, but they're good, and we were giving them more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
we didn't take nothing away from them. Dude, they just drove and drove. I think they scored 5 out of 7 drives. I think that's what it was, or some shit like that.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not necessarily the talent. I still do believe that the Bills belonged on the field with them. But, like, the thing with McDermott is, like, it's not the play calling. But if you're not there for play calling, you're there for game management. You're there for motivation. Every single player was, like, from the beginning of the game, we had no motivation. What? The motivation was written for you. It was given to you on a silver fucking platter. Most teams need Ray Lewis or a fucking leader in there to rile you up. You have DeMar Hamlin back for the first time in the stadium. You have everything that's happened to Buffalo this year. You have all these people talking shit. You have the Chiefs talking about, like, we're about to knock you out. Why are you buying tickets to go to Atlanta? And you're at home in a playoff game as Super Bowl favorites, and you have no motivation?
I'm pissed off.
You have no motivation. One, that's the problem right there. You just can't go into a game like that, equally matched teams, and not
blows.
You can't do that. And then another thing,
they fucking suck.
It's just so much. But McDermott does deserve his fair share of blame.
He goes unblamed, and he's the facilitator of the play calling. Sure, he doesn't make the calls, but he can. At any point, he can just take over. When you see your defense playing bad, you take over. That's part of the head coaching job.
Do you think he should be fired?
It's tough to just say that because he's done so well. But at the same time, what has he done?
Andy Reid got fired 4 NFC championships in a row. Got fired because he couldn't get over the hump.
I don't want to say he should be fired because it feels bad saying.
I mean, the Eagles then took another 10 years, 15 years to win a title, so it's not like it worked out for him. But
I don't want to say he should be fired because he is a good coach, I think. But like, at what point nothing gets taken over?
I mean, I think he deserves another year. But if this happens again,
but now I'm thinking about it. Does he deserve another year?
Yeah, I think he does. But then at this point, it becomes like a Thibodeau situation. Sure, you came in and you established a culture and it led to the playoffs, but like, are you the guy? Are you a guy that sets a culture, or are you a guy who can set a culture and then get the job done?
We get there.
That's the question.
Regular season, we win.
I don't know, man.
Something changes in the dude. I feel like the defense was playing different too.
I don't know. This is why we didn't feel this way after the Chiefs game. Like this, that's what I'm saying. This is way worse.
Who fires him if he got fired?
Brandon Beam will never fire him. If
they would both go,
it would both go.
And at what point is it time for them both to go?
I think you need another year. Last year we were not the favorites. Everyone expected
the favorite shit doesn't matter.
I get it.
It doesn't matter.
I get it, but you got to listen to me. No one. I guess not no one. It wasn't like we were massive underdogs, but when we went into Kansas City against Mahomes, not a ton of people expected us to win. So the fact that we were that close to winning, we had such a banged up defense, it was like they went over their expectations. This year was the first year that they were given those expectations, and a lot of in realistic terms, just remove yourself from being a Bills fan. So much shit happened to this team.
That's a fact.
I'm not blaming injuries, but every single one of you name the top 6 players on our defense, every single one of them had Micah Hyde was out for the year. Von Miller went from the 4th best defensive line to 27th best defensive line when he got hurt.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, that's a problem in itself. You should have more depth behind them.
We did though. That's what doesn't make no fucking sense.
You got Ed Oliver was playing hurt. Daquan Jones went out. Jordan Phillips was playing hurt, and he was a huge part of that. Whatever.
What about Rousseau?
Rousseau still played well, but you can't have one guy playing well on a defensive line, or he'll go away.
Bro, we didn't penetrate the backup offensive line at all.
I can't bring off the stats off the top of my head, but Rousseau was still like having a good pass block win rate or whatever the fuck it is.
I could tell.
He was still playing well.
He just drove right down the field.
But he's one player on a defensive line, dude. Right. No one's thinking he's Nick Bosa. He's not a game wrecker. He's a good player.
You're right.
Now I don't even remember what I say.
Sorry, man.
Oh, Von Miller hurt. Tre'Davious White never came back like he was supposed to. Jordan Poyer, I think, might just be cooked, but he also had like a hurt knee that he was playing on his whole year. I was going
to bring that up too.
So
Dude was non-existent in that game. It's crazy.
Offensively, we expected Gabe Davis to be a true number 2. He wasn't. So we did the thing with DeMar. Like we went through so much. We still won 14 games. We won a playoff game. We won the AFC East again. It's not enough. I get it.
I'm so sick of hearing that shit.
I get it.
It's just not enough anymore.
It's not enough.
It was cool 4 years ago.
Yeah, but
when you know it
you gotta. But
we're all expecting Super Bowl at least AFC Championship.
I get it, dude, but
we just don't get there ever.
Just as much luck as it is anything else.
Yeah, I know, dude.
It is. If you went on the offensive side of the ball and you said Travis Kelce was hurt, Juju was hurt, blah blah was hurt, no one would be mad at the Chiefs. As a Chiefs fan, they would be mad, but no one would be from the outside looking in like you guys should have won it. No one would be saying that. We live in Buffalo, and everyone was so happy and shit. So there's the haters saying, like, I thought you were going to win the Super Bowl, and there's us that's like, we didn't get what we expected. But what the fuck do you expect? The defense was the biggest part of the biggest thing for us. Von Miller's gone. Tre'Davious White sucked when he came back from injury. Fucking Jordan Poyer's out there playing on a fucking torn knee. Micah Hyde's gone. What did you expect? We were going to beat Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd with Kyer Elam? No. It was never going to happen. We just expected it to happen. We expected no matter how many bad things happened to us, we expected that, we're going to get over it. We're going to get over it. We're going to get over it. But the writing has been on the wall since Von Miller went down and Josh Allen hurt his arm.
Look, Josh Allen said that didn't affect him in the last 2 months.
Not the last 2 weeks.
No, 2
he
weeks.
Said 2 weeks, yeah. But the offense did not look the same. I don't care what the fuck he says. The offense has not looked the same since
then. They bring in Cole Beasley for as his like top option.
And then in the trade deadline, they trade for Dean Marlowe.
Well, he had a couple of big games when DeMar went out, and then we had Jaquan Johnson, and he's fucking. I didn't even know he was on the field.
I can't believe you guys went back and got John Brown and Cole Beasley.
Well, what were the options at that point? Odell never came back.
It was past the trade deadline, but we should have went and got one. When we seen Gabe doing so bad, we should have went and got one. Maybe I don't know. I thought he would warm up or do heat up a little bit, but that dude.
Why did they get Odell?
He ended up saying he wasn't going to be ready for this year or something like that.
Oh, really?
He said
that's why no one signed him.
Yeah, he was like, it's going to be better for me to get go in the off season healthier. That's the Cowboys never ended up signing him, but I remember that was the storyline. He's like, because Jerry Jones was like, if we sign Odell, he's not going to help us this year.
Dallas. Yeah, he did all right, but he wouldn't have changed anything.
Nah, I know
anything more than Beasley did.
We need to go get somebody. We need to go get somebody.
We just don't have the money. So it comes down to Brandon Beane drafting well. We need offensive line. Maybe like Poyer. We're not going to be able to bring Poyer back. We're not.
Dude, I don't even know if I want Poyer back. I thought he was really good, and which he is. I'm not. But like you said, he's older. He's got to be. Dude, he didn't look like he was even out there.
Bill Belichick would never bring him back, so we should never bring him back.
What?
Bill Belichick would never bring back Poyer. Like when Teddy Bruschi was cooked, didn't matter that he won 2 or 3 titles with them. He was like, "You're gone." That doesn't matter, and we got to be the same way because we don't have the money to throw around. We might have enough money. I don't. The cap is
we need. But hear me out though. We need so much with so little.
I don't think we need that much.
Well, we get Micah Hyde back.
I think what we need good luck. We need Micah Hyde and Von Miller to come back how they were before their injuries.
But we still need another safety.
I think if DeMar can play, DeMar was more than serviceable. If he can play, I mean, I know he was playing Hyde spot. If he could play the Empoyer safety spot.
If he could play again, I don't
think
know,
he's
though,
a good enough.
His confidence got to be shot.
I just don't even see how he could play again.
They said that it's possible. I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, going into the year, you can find guys that are serviceable to put in those spots for cheap contracts. Like James Bradbury was on the market, which I forgot to bring up. That's a guy.
Wanted him.
That's a guy when you're fucking knocking on the Super Bowl door. You're like, oh, James Bradbury's available. We need cornerbacks. We don't want to rely on fucking rookies. Go and get James Bradbury.
Yeah.
If there's a guy like that on we can find a serviceable guy who's willing to take less money. We can fill those spots up.
I'm expecting offensive line and a receiver
That's what
in
we
this
need.
draft.
That's what we need. We cannot patch.
I don't want a fucking 5th round receiver anymore. I don't want it.
The thing is, the guys that are going to be available for us, Jordan Addison, I can never say Najiba.
Jagba Smith.
Yeah, fucking Hyatt. Those guys are probably slot guys in the NFL.
Send it. Fuck it.
They'll probably all be gone by the time you draft anyways.
You think so?
There's a chance.
But I think what are we going to pick 25th now, 26th? Really?
I seen mocks with Green Bay taking Smith and Addison.
27th.
Even though they won't.
Huh?
I seen mocks with Green Bay taking Addison and Smith, and we're at 15, I think. So they would have to slip another 10 spots, which obviously it's January.
We'll see. There's going to be a lot of.
We're not going to take one anyway, so
yeah.
That's just what we should do.
I've seen mocks where Quentin Johnson's the only one of the top 15 picks.
We draft the same as the Packers. Defense.
It's crazy.
Defense.
And then none of them work out.
And then our defense sucks. Your defenses were pretty good.
Nah,
our defense was good until
was
playoffs.
Pathetic.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. We go get these guys for no reason. It's time to buff up the offense, make people outscore us. That's it.
You see how Kansas City wins Super Bowls?
That's what I'm saying.
But that's Pat Mahomes.
It doesn't
but
matter.
But they went out and got Kadarius Toney, who's been their best player besides Travis Kelce.
And they got Juju, Scantling. Those dudes are they're serviceable. They're all better than Gabe.
Tried. Yeah,
they're better than Gabe.
They went out and got.
They're all better than Gabe. The entire receiving core of the Chiefs is better than Gabe.
Coming into this year, there's not a single person in the world who, if you just started the season tomorrow, if the Chiefs were like, we'll trade you any of those guys for Gabe Davis, not a single Bills fan or Chiefs fan would want to do that.
We got Gabe Davis
Chiefs fans would want to do that.
That's what we got.
Everyone would have taken Gabe Davis over all of them at the beginning of the year.
That's what I'm saying. We're all idiots. We fell for
it's not just us. It's not just Buffalo. Kansas
know.
City would have been like, Gabe Davis for Juju. Here you go.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just us. The dude didn't play. It happens all the time.
But that's what I mean by us. Everybody. We were all fooled by a singular game. One game.
I got to throw one thing in, though. They should have got McCaffrey. At that point in the season, everybody was talking we needed a running back that could catch the
We would have
ball.
never threw him the ball.
But that's I know that was my point.
That'd have been huge getting McCaffrey.
Yeah, no.
They should have known, but they knew by now Davis wasn't working out.
Yeah, by the trade deadline.
And Singletary and McKenzie, forget them.
Who are those dudes?
They should have done
Who are they?
something.
Really, though? Who the fuck is McKenzie?
All these teams are
He's a
stuck on
fucking
trying to
punt
save their
returner.
picks and do everything by the book. You saw what the Rams did. They don't care if they suck for the next 10 years. They have a
They
Super
got
Bowl.
their Super Bowl.
I don't know if it was just the picks though. I don't know if we'd have the cap space to keep them.
You don't have to keep them. You just go try to get a Super Bowl now.
That's true. But you give up 5
Like
picks
the Rams
and don't
couldn't keep
them.
Von Miller.
But the Rams were able. I mean, the biggest trade the Rams made was Stafford, and they were able to keep him, and they didn't know his elbow was going to go to shit.
Maybe the Panthers wouldn't have wanted as much from an AFC team too.
Maybe. I mean, did they? They did call. I agree. I'm not saying they shouldn't or shouldn't have done it. I just
There's
don't
just
know
a-
the cap.
there's a
Those are
lot
just
of
those things.
people-
If you want a Super Bowl, you're an organization that's never won a Super Bowl.
You just got to do
This
it.
is your window.
We're building for
Why not
this
do
Super
it?
Bowl.
And then you figure it out as you go.
I agree.
Defense.
Because now you're in a position, and like I said, Green Bay, why do you think Favre and Rodgers combined for 2 Super Bowls? Because they want these organizations try to do everything by the book and expect their quarterback to make them look good, which they do. As you guys talked about, Josh Allen made you guys look better than you probably were. And that's what these organizations do. They want to draft. We'll get you a 4th or 5th round receiver. We'll spend a little bit of money, bring a veteran in. We'll get Cole
That's what
Beasley
Rodgers
back.
does.
Yeah,
He
it's the
literally
same
makes
shit.
their offense look better, way better
But
than it is.
had Green Bay went and got A.J. Brown or Hollywood Brown and put him on the other side of Devontae Adams, we probably would have won a Super Bowl. Even though we could have won it and Rodgers didn't play good enough in the playoffs. But that's the problem. When Josh Allen doesn't show up
You
against
need
the
other
Bengals,
playmakers.
the game's over.
We need
And
other playmakers.
Not to mention, it's like you build all these teams. You look back and you build strength on strength. It's not about a lot of teams don't shore up their weaknesses. They build strength on strength and then they say, "Come beat us." Even if Gabe Davis was who we all thought he was supposed to be, Hollywood Brown went for what, 1 first, a late first too, right?
Yeah, it was like the 20th overall pick or 24th or something.
AJ Brown was a high first. They probably
18th.
wouldn't have taken. Was it 18?
Yeah.
I thought it was the.
Treylon Burks,
Oh yeah,
Fact.
the 11th pick was this. Whatever.
Olave,
Doesn't.
and
Yeah.
Jameson Williams.
You made a good point last night. Why? Who says no for a first for Pittman?
But like I'm saying, if we would have done it, like you
Why
could have
not
gotten.
this year coming up.
You could have gotten. You probably couldn't have gotten Brown, but you could have gotten fucking Hollywood. You could
but
have
is
gotten
Hollywood
Cooper.
better than
if you can
Davis?
find a way to make.
Oh, Hollywood's a lot better than
You think
Davis.
so?
I
Yeah.
believe so. He
I
was
feel like
crushed.
He
drops
wasn't
a lot
dropping the
of
ball.
ball. He does
not
drop
this
them.
year. He dropped
Yeah,
less than Davis.
All he
Oh,
did
yeah.
was crush this year.
Yeah.
And if he drops the ball, at least we know the next play he's going to go be open again.
That's
Like,
right.
Hollywood has acted as a number 1
No,
too.
you guys
We
are
got
right. You guys
to
are right.
remember that.
Yeah,
He never lined up on the other side of Diggs. He ended
Yeah.
up lining up on the opposite side of Hopkins when Kyler got hurt, so we didn't get to see
what
what that offense would have looked like.
Yeah,
but
I don't. I'm not saying get rid of Gabe.
But Cooper. I mean, like if we had the cap space to make McCaffrey work for 1 year, you could have gotten Cooper for a 5th round pick and then worried about the cap space later. It's like,
That sounds real good.
yeah, it's Cooper's a guy that's always open. He's always open. So is Diggs. The only reason Diggs isn't always open is because they were doubling him with a finish off the year.
Well, they
you got
realized
two
that they don't
guys
need-
like
they,
that.
They all they need is man coverage on Gabe.
We didn't even fucking work Knox in until the end of the year, and he's the only guy who made plays in the playoffs. The only fucking guy who made plays in the playoffs was Knox. It's just they need to go back to the drawing board. They really need to think about it. They don't need to worry about the year after next. They don't have to worry about that shit, and I thought that's what they were doing when they signed Von Miller. You don't have to worry about that. I don't care if we're 4-11 for the next 5 years. If we win a Super Bowl next year, I'll be perfectly fucking fine. Go make it happen, dude. Go make it fucking
I think
happen.
teams need to look at what Philly and Cincinnati have done with their, like you said, their quarterbacks on rookie contracts, and teams need to just like copy that as the blueprint. Like Cincinnati, literally, they drafted Tyler Boyd, who's a good receiver, probably the best number 3 in the league.
Has to be.
They drafted T. Higgins, probably the best number 2 in the league.
Who
And
will
then,
go to teams and be a number 1.
Even though they have those guys, they still passed up on Sewell or whatever that offensive
And got
lineman
Jamar
was.
Chase.
And they just took Jamar Chase. They said, this is what we need to do to make our quarterback happy. And now they have the best trio of receivers. Their tight ends weren't great, so they went and got Hayden Hurst. They spent a shit ton of money on their defense. Trey Hendrickson, Von Bell, Mike Hilton, all
Sam
these
Hubbard.
guys. Yeah, all these guys. Because you can do that when your quarterback's on a rookie deal. The Eagles drafted Smith like Goddard, Miles Sanders, but then went and said, we can draft Olave or Burks or Dotson. Let's go get A.J. Brown. Because we know he's better than any of those guys, and he's still young. And now they're about to play in the NFC Championship. They also got Bradbury, Darius Slay, that Chauncey
they
Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah.
They did everything right.
They went and got that
when
Sud
Green Bay
dude
and
in.
Buffalo and these teams have those opportunities, they don't do anything with them.
Fucking idiots.
Well, it seems like Buffalo started that though. Buffalo did the beginnings. They got Diggs. They did the beginnings of that, but then at some point they just decided like it's okay.
Yeah, like Diggs was just enough.
We're favorites now. We don't have to continue being aggressive. Philly never stopped being aggressive. Philly went and got Slay a couple years ago. Philly was aggressive anytime they sucked at cornerback. If you remember 2-3 years ago, their
Horrible.
corners were awful.
pathetic.
So where do they go? They go get Slay. They still sucked because all they had was Slay. And then they draft these dudes. And then Bradbury's up, and it's like, okay, our cornerbacks are decent now. Like their cornerbacks were decent before they got Bradbury, but it didn't matter. They were still aggressive. They still went and got Bradbury. Does not matter that it's okay now.
I thought we were gonna do that. I swear to you.
I was on here screaming about it when Bradbury was fucking free agent. Why not? You're trying to win a Super Bowl, and I liked Elam, 100% liked Elam.
I really wish I could see what happens in their war
like
room
the
or
conversations
whatever.
they have.
I want to see
because
I don't think we should trade for this guy. I think we could draft someone better. Is that what they think?
Yeah, I think about the contracts and how long a guy can last. So they think Gabe Davis could be better than, say, Juju or whoever, and we don't have to pay him, and we can spend that money elsewhere, and we'll have him under contract for however many years.
Right.
But you have to do that. They missed on Davis. I'm not that mad about them missing on Davis because any organization has to take those chances. Every organization deals with those misses. It's just the organizations that get past it are the ones who win Super Bowls. Them taking a chance on Davis is what every Bills fans wanted, and he deserved a chance. He's a talented fucking player. He just drops the fucking ball. If he caught the ball, he would be a great number 2. He wouldn't be T. Higgins, but he'd be fucking great.
He might be.
No, T. Higgins is just different.
But he's able to catch the ball.
T. Higgins is number 1 on some teams, like you were saying.
Yeah, but I mean,
Gabe sure as hell isn't.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Never in his life. I don't care about that. The AFC divisional game ain't fooling me. I just respected that Stephon Diggs had 3 catches for 7 yards. Somebody had to catch the ball.
Yeah,
It was a great performance, but when you go back and look at like Daniel Sorensen, who the Chiefs immediately got rid of after that game, like lining up against Gabe and shit, like he should expose them. I get why the Bills felt that way, and I thought Gabe would be serviceable.
Way better than what he is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
So, I mean, it's a big offseason. We're not going to go I'm telling you right now, we're not going to go out and make any splashy moves. We're not going to fix this in a couple moves. It's not going to happen. If you're a Bills fan and you want that to happen, I'm sorry, it's not going to.
Dude, it would be if we could just get another receiver.
There's no way. There's no way unless we get an old receiver.
I don't want no more old receivers.
That's all we got. We made our moves. We put our chess pieces where they can go. There's very little maneuvering that we can make. We're gonna lose guys and still not have cap space. Poyer or Edmonds is not gonna come back. If they're smart, if they're smart and they're gonna keep one of them, it's better be fucking Edmonds.
I could see him going to play with his brother.
Yeah, if we might lose both of them. And even if we lose both of them, that's not a big cap. Like we're getting like $8 million that we gave Edmonds this year, and probably I don't even remember the Poyer contract. So even if both of those dudes leave, we still don't have a ton of money.
We get a little bit of money though.
We might have one big move in it. If we have one big move, I know we need a receiver, but it better fucking be on the offensive line. I don't care how good our receivers are. Josh Allen is running for his fucking life. It's been the same thing since we lost.
You nailed it with Spencer Brown. That dude fucking blows.
It's been and the right tackle has been who was the fucking right tackle when we played Houston 4 years ago?
They said Deion Dawkins is better at protecting Benny the Butcher than Josh Allen.
Oh shit!
It's been awful. The right tackle position in particular, but the offensive line in general has been bad his entire career. Figure that out and then figure out weapons. I don't fucking know.
You look at San Fran, they went and got Trent Williams and then McCaffrey.
Yeah. They also have no money tied up in quarterback.
Yeah.
Even Debo's contract doesn't kick in until next year, I think.
I don't know.
Like they extended him, but whatever, dude. They don't have any big contracts. Ayuk's on a rookie contract.
So like Bosa, Fred Warner, Kittle, none of them get paid?
I think Bosa's getting paid. Kittle's getting paid.
Like Fred Warner's got to be getting paid.
Soon though, right?
He should already be paid.
But he's only been like who he is for like 2 years.
I feel like he's been good for a while.
But even those guys, even if he's the highest paid linebacker in the league, he's only getting like 15, 16 mil. It's not like a huge contract.
I just feel like good teams make moves and our teams don't. So
That's a fact.
I mean, look how surprised we all were when you guys got Von Miller. Like it was surprised that it was like, wow, what a great move. But
yeah, so base salary of 13
for Fred Warner.
Yeah, so his big contract doesn't start until next year. This year was a 13. The year before that was 3. So next year it'll be 15, but his cap hit will be 9. So next year his cap hit will be 22.
And so I guess we'll see how
Yeah.
San Fran, Philly, and Cincinnati maneuver when they have to pay their quarterbacks or some of these big contracts come in. Like maybe we're being hard on Buffalo, but just being a Packer fan, I definitely agree because I feel like the Packers never made any moves to solidify. They seen us on the doorstep year after year after year and just like kept the same team. Or we would lose a guy and just replace him. Like that's the problem. Is you lose Poyer and then you spend money replacing him. It doesn't make you a better team. These teams they don't know how to fix it.
Well, so you have the rookie window, where you should just surround them with the most talent. That's what we're seeing with the Eagles, the Bengals, and the Niners. Then the window after that, if you're lucky enough to have a guy like Rodgers and shit, it's just like do what you can. But the
draft for them then.
Yeah, draft for them. Have
bring
the
them
receivers
in the room. Like Mahomes picked out Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah,
like even though he was wrong and they should have took Swift or Jonathan Taylor, at least that's on Mahomes now.
But like we're gonna see the Bengals aren't gonna be this team. They're not gonna be this good. And
why not?
Because you can't keep all the guys.
Yeah, but they can keep them for another year or two.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're in 2 years from now, the Bengals are going to be in the same position we're in. What I'm saying is,
and we'll be going through it.
What I'm saying is, we bungled that first part. We just bungled it. There's no way to look around it. We never had a team like the Bengals have right now. Just take the quarterbacks out of it. We've never had a team that is even close to what the Chiefs were in the Chiefs' rookie years or Mahomes' rookie years, or what. You look at the Eagles, you look at the 49ers, you look at the Bengals, the Bills were never close to that outside of quarterback. They were never close to those teams. That was the time we should have been. We had no big contracts.
Sometime earlier this year, I was talking to, I can't remember who it was, but we were talking about how the Bills were loaded. And I'm like looking back now, and I can't believe like that was a statement.
Yeah.
We have nobody. We have Diggs and Josh Allen.
I think people expected a lot more from Crowder too. He's a guy who's
where the fuck did he go?
He got hurt.
Yeah, but he was active, and McKenzie was just playing him and Cole Beasley.
Yeah, it's just weird then. I don't see why you guys don't go and get like Hopkins. Like he can't cost that much.
His contract's fat, but I don't know what they're gonna expect for picks. I think he's making like $22 million a year or some shit.
I pray to God.
He had the biggest wide receiver contract before all of these.
Oh, okay.
These
I see him
contracts.
going to Green Bay, man.
No.
You guys have to have some kind of money.
No chance. No, we don't got no money.
No.
None of these. I mean, there's ways to maneuver it, and there's, like you said earlier, maybe we just got to get rid of all these defensive players.
I think so.
Maybe we just pay Hopkins. We get Hopkins somehow. We pay him his $23 million, and our defense is the 16th best defense in the league. Hopefully.
Yeah, wow. But dude, come score more than us.
Well, that's what it is now. That's what it is now. That's the second.
It's already like that, and we made our defense to a point like because they were good during the season.
Yeah, I think a lot of us get fooled though. I never thought Buffalo had a good defense. It's easy when you're playing the Jets,
right.
the Patriots, and Skylar Thompson, and same thing last year. You guys played like Heineke, one of his first starts. You played Davis Mills, one of his first starts. You played like Cam Newton or something like that. Yeah, you dominated those guys as you should, but it doesn't make you a good defense, and it showed when you played Kansas City. Buffalo, the number 1 ranked defense, and gave up 42 points in 13 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. That shit.
I don't know that I ever thought Buffalo had a good defense in the last 2 years. Early this season, healthy was the first time. Like against the Rams week 1, I was like, okay, this team is loaded, but then Micah Hyde immediately got hurt.
Then Von Miller.
Yeah, so it's tough.
Well, that's what I meant.
It does suck,
that's what I meant is like the first phase, we should have been stacked everywhere. Now we have to pick and choose where we want to be stacked at.
I think it's time. It's time. But this is why I don't. When it comes back to the McDermott thing, is that this is why I don't want to say he should be fired, or not fired, let go. Shouldn't be fired because he did do a good job, but let go. It's the same thing, but it sounds better.
Yeah, I was back confused.
I know, but he wants a defense, and I don't think we should just want a defense. I don't.
That's why as when you have Josh Allen, these coaches, they end up thinking if we put together a good defense, Allen can make the offense look good.
But when he has a bad game, we're dead.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
We're dead.
Yeah.
Load up. Make it easy for him to have
so
good
many
teams.
years by loading up their defense. They never gave Brady a lot of weapons. So they would just play great defense, and Brady would take
But
care of the ball.
they always had an offensive line.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
always had
Always had
Yeah,
an
they always
offensive
did.
line.
Yeah.
And the game was different as well back then.
And they called to their strengths. I mean, Wes Welker, great receiver.
Well, I'm saying before they had like Welker and Gronk. Remember, they were winning Super Bowls with Deion Branch
Yeah.
and fucking like David Patton and shit. Or whoever.
That was also in the day and age where you could have the running backs and just run in defense, run
so
in
it was
defense,
different,
run
but
in
like
defense.
they
played to their
loaded
strengths,
up their
though.
defense and were able to win games, as I always clown, like 16-13. Like you can't do that now. Very rarely, anyways. Like when Allen puts up 10 points on Sunday, it's going to be a loss. It'll never be like a 10-6 win.
No,
like back in
never.
the day,
Yeah.
it was possible.
All right. Now that I want to kill myself again. So the first game of the weekend, Chiefs and Jaguars, actually was a pretty good game. If Christian Kirk would have made that catch, I think it was like the third quarter, maybe early fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, that long one. Yeah,
it would have been an even better game. But I think the Jaguars.
Had no chance to win.
No, I didn't think they had a chance to win coming into the week. I'm just saying I think they have to feel good about what they did. Like you win the
it's
division.
such a different feeling
Them motherfuckers doing better than us.
for a team like Jacksonville compared to any of them.
It's like where we were our first year when we made the
It's like
playoffs.
where we are right now.
Jacksonville and the Giants both gotta feel like
in a good spot.
Yeah.
I think the Jags have
like
to feel in a
Dallas
really
and
good spot.
Buffalo feel bad. Giants and Jags feel great.
Yeah, I mean they went
We
what was
all
it,
left
9-8,
the same week.
Yeah,
won the
it's crazy how that
division.
can work.
won a playoff game. Only
If I'm a
lost by
Jags
one
fan,
touchdown.
I'm happy as fuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they got Calvin Ridley
Duval!
coming. Calvin Ridley will be there next year.
Yeah, I mean the one thing I can say about
Couldn't even
that.
go get Ridley. My bad.
Yeah, I guess that's the shit that Green Bay and Buffalo do that just pissed me off. Why not just take a chance? He hasn't played in 2 years.
Were
Sure.
they should a 5th round pick?
Yeah. He hasn't, maybe he comes back and he's out of shape and he sucks, or he keeps betting on games, or he has his mental health issues, and you're like, oh man, we lost a 5th round pick. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
He proved already that he can be one of the top receivers in this league.
That's why they got
He
rid of
would
Julio,
definitely
right?
be one of the best number 2s if he's anything close to what he was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, Jacksonville went out there. They spent money on Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk. They all had career years. Drafted Trevor Lawrence as running back with them to give him ETN. Brought in Calvin Ridley already. I mean, imagine
Spiced up the defense a little
if they
bit.
weren't idiots and drafted Walker over Hutchinson, because that was just stupid. Like they would be that
That's
much
crazy.
better.
It's crazy how much of a difference those two dudes are.
Yeah, Walker has more penalties than sacks. Aiden Hutchinson probably has more interceptions than Walker has sacks. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, Hutchinson is he's one of the
That
best
dude's a
run-
monster.
Yeah,
These
he's an
teams
animal.
just I don't know. I just don't know what these teams do. Green Bay, like I said, the number one thing that finally finished Favre was they wouldn't go get Randy Moss for like a 4th because he's a troublemaker and he quit on Minnesota or whatever. So who does the Patriots do? And he breaks all the records. The single season records all are held by Moss. They go undefeated and go to the
You
Super
guys were
Bowl.
supposed to get Randy Moss,
Yeah, they only wanted a 4th, and that's what Favre wanted. They wouldn't do it.
so he stopped playing.
Yeah, he was like, I'm just officially done. Like he's kind of like where Rodgers is now. Every year, am I going to retire? Am I not going to retire? And they wouldn't do anything for him. It's the same thing that's going on with Rodgers right now. It's just, why not go get Calvin Ridley? Doesn't make sense. Why?
For a 5th round
Last
pick,
year, why
his
didn't we
value
get Odell
can't be
Beckham?
lower.
Why didn't we get Odell Beckham last year? And the Rams do, and they win the Super Bowl.
Like his value can't be lower. Why not?
Patriots took a chance on Aaron Hernandez.
You
He
guys
was
could have
great.
went and got AJ Brown.
Yeah, I mean, probably not, but why wouldn't they try?
Yeah.
Like I get they're not going to trade a
You guys
first.
did try for DJ Moore.
Yeah. I understand Green Bay not giving up a first for A.J. Brown, even though I would love for them to do that and just be like, okay, we lost Adams, now we're going to have A.J. Brown. But something like that's not going to make me that mad. It's like, fuck, we should have. But, man, when you're talking 5th round picks for a talent like Calvin Ridley or Randy Moss,
Right.
it just doesn't make sense to not try. And, again, this year they're mocked to take Michael Mayer and Jordan Addison, and they'll take something else.
I pray to God they don't.
But, yeah, back to Kansas City, Jacksonville. I got carried away because Jacksonville,
No, you're
I
good.
actually like what Jacksonville does and wish that's what my team would do.
Yeah,
Peterson's
wish
the
we would do
man.
that,
Like,
too.
after winning a Super Bowl with Philly, Jacksonville's got to feel like they're going to get a Super Bowl with Peterson and Lawrence.
the one thing that sucks is they did waste like a year of Lawrence's career, but
Well, how?
well, just last year was just a
Maybe it was a
complete
good,
fuck up.
tough lesson for him, though, because he's a guy who never lost on a Saturday till this year. He's not used to
He's never had
losing.
adversity really.
So he went through a year where he was a laughing stock of the league. Like, bro, you suck. You can't win a game.
People are trying to say that
Yeah,
he
was
Mac
a
Jones
bust
is
and
better.
stuff. Yeah.
And
So maybe in the long run that was good. That was motivating for him, and they had a hell of a year this year. And
I mean, we all
They're
picked
gonna
on
be scary next year,
we all
too.
picked on the Zay Jones and the Christian. Well, I thought the Christian Kirk thing was okay. But
Well, Kirk, I always liked Kirk. I didn't know the money was going to turn into that, so I thought his contract was ridiculous. Now it's not even that bad.
Yeah.
When you look at everybody else's, and he performed like his money, like he should have.
And I believe his contract is very like performance like incentivized.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I mean Zay Jones had a career year. Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram looked back.
The Jags had a really good year.
I personally have to call myself out because I was like, all these moves other than the Kirk move was just really stupid.
Yeah, I thought they were horrible.
Yeah, we were. I don't know if you guys were, but I definitely was like.
I thought Evan Ingram was going to crush this
I
year.
definitely was clowning the Jags moves outside of Kirk.
I just love that
They all
just
worked,
were
though.
throwing money around and trying to get pieces to be a competitive team, and then they know that guys like Zay Jones aren't amazing, or even Marvin Jones has to get replaced. So now you bring in Ridley already. Like they were looking ahead.
Well, it was before the Ridley move.
Yeah, right.
But
No, I'm just thinking of
yeah.
it all in general, though.
Yeah,
But they know Marvin Jones is out of there. Just think of Ridley instead of Marvin Jones there.
dude. If
Yeah.
Ridley comes back to half of what he was,
It's nuts.
Why can't he come back to all of what he was,
holy
though?
fuck, he can. He absolutely
It's
can.
just-
He's still
yeah.
young.
2 years is a long time, though.
Yeah, but he's not coming off an injury, so that's
That-
huge
that's
for
true,
him.
that's true, that's
He's
true.
like, if his mental health
My-
is good, he has nothing stopping him.
My only
from being
thing was
great.
the Deshaun Watson, though, too. He didn't play for 2 years, and he came back and looked bad.
But I think Watson's it's definitely true, but
Unless he was tanking.
not only
'cause it
is
was too
Watson
late.
like a quarterback, it's like tougher, but he also was going through some crazy shit.
That's fair.
Ridley
and he got better every game.
Ridley gambled on games. That's why he missed this year.
He was just chilling.
He should be in great shape, and
God damn, dude.
yeah.
I'm just looking at cap space.
Talking about like the Chiefs though in that game, Chad Henne comes in, goes on a 98-yard drive, dipping and dunking, and they're running the ball. And it's crazy. It's funny because my cousin sent me a thing. It was like Andy Reid like dusted off this book that was like buried. It was the Alex Smith playbook, and they like pulled it out for Chad Henne. And that's really what it was just nice safe throws. Got the ball in Tony's hands on a third down. Got the ball in Kelsey's hands. Pacheco's running the ball hard. It's just amazing what Andy Reid and Bellamy or whatever his name is what they do.
Right.
Oh wow, the Jags do not have a lot of cap space.
No, they've been throwing money. They've been throwing money
Yeah.
around, which is great. I like that. That's why they probably went and got Ridley because you know what you have. They know what their cap space is. They're like, how can we make a big move? Well, this is our chance. We'll go in and get Ridley when nobody's thinking about him. That's it. I don't know. I love that. But yeah, the Chiefs. I'm very
Mahomes
curious
got
to
his
see how
ankle,
Mahomes'
bro.
ankle is. Vegas clearly don't think his ankle's good because they would never be home dogs to the Bengals.
Yeah, them being home dogs is absolutely insanity.
But
So maybe they're just trying to take advantage of like his injury report hasn't came out yet.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get a ton of money on the Bengals or something, and then
Yeah.
he comes back and then he's fine and they win and they make a ton of money. But I don't know.
if he's has to play how he did in the second half versus Jacksonville, I don't believe they'll win
I don't think they can.
because he can definitely stand in the pocket and make plays, but he missed 3 or 4 throws because of his ankle. His handoffs were slow.
he was doing a lot of hopping on
Yeah,
one leg.
it was just too. It's going to be too much to do for 4 quarters against Cincinnati, who's also going to probably score more than Jacksonville. Jacksonville had got a field goal at the end to get to 20. But yeah, I mean it was a great performance by Mahomes. He's amazing. Didn't want to come out of the game. Was ready to cut his ankle off and play. Like I really respect that guy. Kelsey had a fucking amazing game.
He was
Pacheco
due for that
looked
shit.
amazing.
Yeah, they're all, but like you said earlier, and it is very underrated. The Chiefs have a great O line.
Yeah.
They really do.
I mean, there's not really much more to say about
we
that.
talked
I
about,
think just the Eagles. There's not really much to say about that either. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
they
a,
came
it was
out-
a
I do
blowout.
want to say one thing, though. Do you guys think that they should just move off Daniel Jones?
Oh no,
I
they're
don't
already
know.
they're
He
about to
looked good.
franchise tag him and stuff.
Oh, really?
I think
Yeah.
he gets 1 more year at least. He finally gets a good coach.
I
He
would
had
see
a
how
good
you
year.
can. Yeah, he finally got a new coach. Finally had Barkley for a year.
That's
had no
fair.
weapons and took that team to the second round of the playoffs.
I'm curious to see what they do in the draft.
Because why would you move? Like
No,
what?
you're right. You're right.
You know, because that'd be like us saying, well, why don't Jacksonville move off Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Because they did the same thing.
Yeah.
And also,
But Daniel
the
Jones
draft
been
is just
around
going to
a
be a
while,
bad
right?
quarterback draft.
He has, but this was his first time having a real coach, like a coach that had a brain. He's throwing the ball to Isaiah Hodgins sucks. Darius Slayton sucks.
Whoa,
Richie
whoa,
James
whoa,
sucks.
whoa.
Dale Bellinger sucks. Their whole team sucks.
Hodgins is nice.
He's so good he couldn't even make the team
I
on
know.
Buffalo. You guys are talking about receivers.
That's a fact.
Oh, maybe that was our fucking fault, man. I don't know.
What do
man.
you do? We 1 for 4 on Sunday or Saturday?
Oh, no one did anything on Saturday.
Richie James had 6 for 60. Barkley had like 80 yards. Not saying it was good. I'm just saying Isaiah Hodgins is what he is. Daniel
My
Jones
son
was
Slay was like, I'll clap. him.
Hodgins had like a touchdown in 5 straight games, had like over 80 yards.
sure,
but
that's
then- but then
great.
Slay
But
was
if
on
anything,
him
that
and-
should be credit to Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
That he could beat Kirk Cousins. He's like, oh, you have Jefferson, Hockenson, Delvin Cook, and Thielen. I'll beat you with Isaiah Hodgins and Barkley.
Yeah, he
Like,
definitely.
to me, a
deserves
lot
another
of
year
credit
to-
should be given to Daniel
That's
Jones.
fair. I didn't look at it
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
that.
Now
and
next
they
year
need
they
to-
need to start making the moves that you guys are talking about. Whereas they have to get some receivers, draft
They have a
receivers,
shit
get
ton of
Hopkins or
cap
something.
space.
Yeah,
I think they're second in the league in cap space.
that's then if he doesn't do anything more than sure. But he did really
third
well.
in
You're
the
right,
league.
you're right.
Goes Bears by a long shot. Falcons, Giants,
Yeah,
Bengals.
The Bears, that's nuts.
Well, but we were in the same position after you sign your guys. They really only have probably 10 million.
The
cap
Bears are
space.
the team that I want to see what they do.
And what about Detroit? They don't have a lot.
They got a good amount. I think they might have been like, but they have Goff. Goff's on like a $30 million contract.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They having
Huh?
the number 1 overall pick, where you could take like a generational talent or trade back and gain assets and have that money. The Bears are in a position where they could be like the best team in the league for years if they do everything right.
Yeah,
I don't remember a team having a better chance at this. They have their quarterback.
It's a lot of pressure though.
It is.
Because if you fuck this shit up,
It is, and they already fucked up with like the Cleo Mack deal and all that shit when they did that.
I
But
still can't believe
well, that would
they
be
got
our.
rid of Roquan though.
I mean,
I wonder why they did that when they're maybe because they don't think they can win anytime soon. But that was kind of weird to me too.
He's young, right?
He's younger, yeah.
he's like 27. I don't know. I get it though because they're not winning. They don't want to waste his years. They know he got the biggest linebacker
Yeah,
contract.
true, yeah.
Why spend all that
By
money
the time
when you're
he's
not
going
going
to
to
be
win?
30 soon and you're not
Yeah.
going to win.
But that's going to be our first episode of we're going to like do what we can to build teams.
Who was the top 3?
The top 3 was the Bears, Falcons, and
The Falcons are going to
Giants.
be interesting.
Yeah, so what about Seattle? Were they anywhere close? Because I really like what Seattle's setup looks like.
everyone else was in the same. So Seahawks are 7th, they're right
Yeah.
behind the Patriots.
I like to see
So
them make it
those
through.
guys, after the 49ers, everyone's around the same amount of money.
Where's Green Bay and Buffalo?
They're in the red.
Nice.
Packers are 16 in the red. Bills are 8.
Thank God.
But that's for this year, so I don't know. Like after
Yeah, guys.
guys
and-
leave and all that.
If Rodgers leaves, we would have mad money.
Josh
Yeah,
Allen
you
as
guys
well
will.
have money.
So Eagles looked amazing.
Jalen Hurts is the best.
Jalen Hurts is
Yeah,
good.
it's real good.
49ers,
You see Jalen
Cowboys
Hurts'
game.
interview though?
No.
I think it was before. I want to say it was before the game, and he was saying he was choking up because he's an emotional ass dude. That's why I like him. And he was just saying how he's like, I don't need to have I don't have to give out this big speech and get you guys fired up. You already know what this shit means. This is what we work for. He was just saying it hurt. He was like, it hurt me so bad sitting on the sidelines for 2 games. And I'm thinking like, damn, bro, it didn't even matter that you were on the sidelines, but for him it did.
Yeah.
He was dead ass. Like he couldn't wait to come back and beat the shit out the Giants this week. I just love that dude. I can't wait to see him hoist
He's
up
He
that
the
played the
guy.
last game of the year too.
Yeah, but he was in that game. He was. I think that was also part of it was how shitty he looked, and everybody was saying how he's not healthy and.
Then he got that nice week off. That shit
Yeah.
felt good, probably.
Yeah, but he was already saying he was healthy. He just was. They weren't. It seemed like they weren't going real hard. They seen the scoreboard. Dallas was getting their ass beat by Sam Howell and shit. They're like, we don't have nothing to worry about. But yeah, San Fran Dallas though. You were bringing that up.
It was a good defensive game.
It was a good game.
Purdy finally looked like human. But I think the coaching was like perfect. They did everything they could. Purdy wasn't playing great, but he was making some throws here and there.
Yeah, he picked up some
Run
third and
game.
His
longs.
position, man.
Yeah.
You got Dak through 2 bad interceptions. A pick 6 by Greenlaw should have happened.
Yeah.
That would have ended the game.
Let's talk about the last play of the game, though. Yo, I went and looked. I turned off the game. I did miss the last because I thought the game was over or whatever.
Dalton Schultz did too. He did everything in his power to make sure that game was over.
Well, I didn't. Why?
He's leaving.
Well, he had a ball where he catches it. If he goes out of bounds, the clock
Oh,
stops.
right,
He catches
right.
the
I
ball.
seen that, I seen that, I
Even
seen
though it's a stupid rule, he should know the rule.
And he went backwards.
And he goes backwards.
Yeah,
the
that's
clock
right.
keeps moving. Then he has an easy catch to set up a 55-yard Hail Mary. He just doesn't get his foot down. I mean, it was the easiest catch you'll ever have.
All he had to do was graze it.
Yeah.
It like swung right above the ground.
But yeah, the last play, I don't even know where. Like they did that play in practice and thought
Yo,
this is gonna work.
but listen to me.
yeah, and not to mention even though the play was stupid, the decision was more dumb. I mean, like Dak Prescott, the plays happen or whatever, and then Dak just throws it. Who was it
Turpin.
to Turpin?
But
Who
they
has
had all
2
those-
dudes right
They
in
had
front.
all those O linemen out there. Why were they not there to block?
The way
or
that he
anything?
got speared with all those dudes out there, though. Come on, man.
Oh,
when you
horrible.
told me, I was like, oh,
Mike McCarthy, man.
But then I looked at the play. I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so just other than the end of the game, I mean, the game was just completely. It was all defense. I mean, it was a defensive play that kind of that basically was winning the game for 49ers. McCaffrey didn't have a good. He scored a touchdown, but he didn't have a good game. Mitchell, I mean, they were both held under 4 yards of carry. Kittle had a good
He had
game.
some really big plays.
But other than Kittle, really no one on.
CeeDee Lamb and Kittle, that was it.
I meant on the 49er side.
Pollard going down really ended Dallas's game.
Yeah,
He's
Zeke
their
was
only other
terrible.
yeah, he was horrible.
So wait,
Yeah.
do you think they get off Zeke?
He was talking about taking a pay cut, so
If he takes a pay cut, I mean, he's still a great goal line back, but he's not an every down back.
yeah, he's playing center and shit.
Yeah, I
He
don't
might as well just be a center.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of great plays, though. Turpin had a big kick return. McLeod had a big kick return. He fumbled the punt. There was turnovers. Like, there was a lot in that game, and the defenses just wouldn't give in. Like, even, like, you get the ball at the 20, all right, you got 3 points.
Yeah,
Meyer missed another extra point.
I will say with both games happening, I thought the 49ers had a real chance at beating Philly, but with the way both of those games happened, I don't think they do. I mean, we saw Purdy against a good defense, and he wasn't like. I mean, if the game script's different, maybe he plays different. But we saw him against a good defense. He became a total game manager.
Philly's even better at getting to the quarterbacks, better cornerbacks.
Yeah, and their running defense when they're healthy. I know when they're running. I know when Davis and what's his name were hurt, they were terrible against the run.
But they're all back.
But
now, right?
when they're back, I haven't looked at the differences, but they can't be as bad as they were.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna.
I just think it's a good
Be
matchup
a-
for the Eagles. They're going up against a real good defense too, but they just have more ways. Like if something's not working on their offense, they can revert to something else.
And Tony Romo said in the Bills game, it was like towards the end of it, and they somehow were just talking about the games next week, and he said he was like, I told you, Jim. He's like, Philadelphia has the most perfect, unstoppable offense. He's like that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And they really do because they can just beat you in so many different ways: ground and pound, conservative, aggressive, fast, explosive. Like they can do anything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's gonna be tough because San Fran's defense is so good. Like we saw it last week. Besides CeeDee Lamb, nobody can make a play on Dallas. It was crazy.
I like San Fran's defense.
But Philly
Yeah,
does
so
have
they
a great O line. Like they have it
I'm
all.
curious. The game's gonna be. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
It's gonna be a
for
good football game.
It's gonna be. I like the way. I mean,
I just
obviously
wonder
you
if
want,
it's gonna be
obviously you
more
want the Bills there, but I like
defensive.
the Final Four is like gonna be a real. I think both games are gonna be really good.
Yeah, they
if
should be
Mahomes is
great.
healthy, it should be like
Yo,
they
no
should
lie,
be.
Should be
though.
great games, great Super Bowl.
I would have
Yeah.
took the Bengals. Like if. But now that they're favorite, I think I like the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna think about how Burrow's 3-0 versus Mahomes, and now he has one leg.
Eli Apple said, "See y'all in Burrowhead."
Eli Apple, we can talk about that. Is just he's a scumbag, and he's not good enough to even be a scumbag.
I can't believe he that. Did you? Yo,
Oh,
you
I
should go look
forgot.
at his
Yeah, I forgot
entire
to bring
Twitter.
that up.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? You went to his
Yeah,
entire
and I
Twitter?
love trash talk. I love.
me too.
I even love crossing the line a little bit.
Yeah.
But like Burrowhead and all that shit's funny. But when you talk about a man who like almost died and can't defend himself, that's just corny. Especially when you suck.
And he's better.
Not that
like,
it should
yeah.
make it any better. You should never talk about somebody like Hamlin. But at least if it was like Jamar Chase or Burrow doing it, it'd be like, man, that guy's so good. I guess he could just say what he wants, and we got to live with it. Eli Apple blows.
Marlon
Even-
Humphrey replied to it though. It was like, I love that you talked that specific tweet.
Yeah.
I love that you talk shit and you back it up. It's like you don't back it
Yeah,
up. Bro.
you don't. You back it up because the Bengals defense backs you up. Like, how many times when you're one-on-one do you get toasted?
Well, the
He
Super
shoulda
Bowl,
got
the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
He should have got
the
toasted
Bengals.
versus us.
The Bengals win that Super. He was the weak link. He was like, you're only good as the weakest link. You're only as good as Eli Apple. Like you lost because Cup cooked
Dude, there was all these
Eli
videos
Apple
like Eli
multiple
Apple
times.
going down the street. It was like a garbage can getting blown over in like a rainstorm
Yeah.
and shit. And I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know.
And not to mention
even
Diggs-
Bengal fans were on there because people were saying like you shouldn't want the Bengals to win now because of Eli Apple. And other Bengal fans were getting on there and were like, don't put us in that. None of us even like Eli Apple. Our defense bails him out. We hope he leaves. Blah blah blah. Like, don't make our fans look like we support a guy like Eli Apple because we don't even like the guy.
But there was a ton of Bengals fans in town, and I had like I work at a
too.
bar. They came in the bar. They were super cool.
Were they screaming "Who Dey"?
No, they were
We were in
super
the casino
cool.
on Saturday night. Bengal fans everywhere just screaming "Who Dey" all throughout the casino. It was crazy. I hated that shit too. That goes into our conversation of like I hate Bills fans because I live here. The minute I was around Bengal fans, I hated them. That chant is mad corny, and like we just gotta sit there and
you stole it
respect
from the
that shit
Saints.
now. And there's other
Did the Saints used to say that?
Who I think theirs isn't there. Who dat?
Who dat?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing,
Yeah.
dude.
All of our chants are. I feel like everybody's chants are corny, but. Like, I do hate Bills fans because I live here. Like, being around Bengals fans, I was like, wow, I hate this team. I hope the Bills kill them. That's what I said. I was like, man, I hope they fucking lose. I'm over there chilling. We're on a slot. You hear over there, who they? I was like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Like,
that's how it was when the last time the Super Bowl was in Arizona. It was my first year in Arizona, and it was Seahawks fan and Patriots. And I already knew Patriots fans fucking sucked. But, like, Seahawks fans, I was, like, very surprised that they were worse.
it's just because
It's like-
humans suck. I'm sorry. It's like, they just say the stupidest shit.
Are you rooting for Kansas City?
I'm not really rooting for anyone. I'm just wanting good football. I don't care either way. I mean, like, a lot of people.
If I was a Bills fan, I would want the NFC to win.
Yeah,
How can you want either one of these teams that have ended your season the last 3 years? The reason you guys don't have a Super Bowl is because of those two teams.
Yeah, but they did. It's not like they just were they supposed to try and lose. Like, I'm not holding that against them.
No,
like,
but you shouldn't be rooting for them.
I'm not really rooting for anyone.
Not you,
though.
I'm saying anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. There's no way I would.
In the Kansas City Bengals game, I do want the Eagles or the 49ers.
Yeah, like I just couldn't
don't
unless you
want the
have
Eagles
money
to
on
win.
the game.
Why though?
Because everyone I know that's an Eagles fan is
There's only
fucking
one.
insufferable. There's not only one.
But the rest don't talk shit like a singular one.
Well,
That
nobody's
Timmy-
worse than
Timmy
Chucky.
ta-
I'll tell you that much.
I
right
forgot
now.
about him too.
Who?
Chucky, right?
Oh, him.
They'll be
Even-
5-11, and he'll tell you they're good.
Yeah, and I don't really care. I didn't want the Cowboys to win.
Shots is an Eagles fan.
Yeah, but like him and Remy are Eagles fans, but they're Bills fans too. Like they have split alliances.
That's fair.
The only team I didn't want to win was Cowboys fan. Like I didn't care about the Cowboys winning. I hate their fans.
I know the Cowboys haven't been in the NFC Championship game in like 27 years.
That was their fifth playoff win in 27 years.
Dude, they said so the last time Dallas they went to the NFC Championship game. Since then, they said Jalen Hurts was born. Baby Hurts grew up, made it through school, went to the national championship, learned how to. They said he squatted 600 pounds.
Learned how to play
He
football.
learned
squatted
how to play-
600 pounds.
Yeah,
God damn.
learned how to play football, and it made it to the NFC Championship before Dallas went back. That shit was crazy to me. I just can't believe they went 14 times or something like that in 27 years, and now 0.
But think about this.
That's
though.
fucking nuts.
Brock
They have
Purdy.
5 Super Bowls.
I know.
Brock
And
Purdy.
they've been bad our whole lives.
I think that's what's crazy to me is that since we've all been alive, besides like when we were babies, Dallas hasn't been a good team. But we're like
They've had random good teams, but they haven't been like.
well,
a
they haven't
good
made
team.
the NFC Championship though, like good enough to make the NFC.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And if you look at the history of football, Dallas is one of the best organizations with 5 Super Bowls or whatever you said. Is it 5?
It's 5. I think it's 5. Maybe it's 4.
I thought they had 4.
No, I
Either way-
think them and 49ers
either way.
both have 5
Either
About
way,
what?
Super Bowls.
titles.
Oh,
They probably do, but
doesn't matter.
the fact of the matter is they have 0 NFC championships in our lifetime. Like that's kind of wild to me.
But that's why I didn't want the Cowboys to win, because their fans act like that doesn't matter.
Right.
Like it's like something in hockey where like the Canadians have the most or the Maple Leafs have like
Yeah, they suck.
they haven't won a title since there's been more than 20 teams in the league or something. Like it doesn't matter. I mean,
It
it does
does.
matter.
It
It matters
does.
it matters to a certain extent. But like you get what I'm saying.
I was looking at a good argument on Facebook between Mr. Green
The
and
Leafs haven't won a championship while the Sabres existed.
Yeah, so it's
Like that. Like
yeah.
I used to have friends that were Leafs fans, and I'm like, you guys haven't even like won a Stanley Cup while my team existed.
Yeah,
Like you
so
got to
like,
go back
yeah.
to like 1968. Like
Yeah,
I
the
think was
Cowboys
the
and-
last time that they won a championship.
Cowboys, Niners have 5, Giants and Packers have 4.
This argument between Mr. Green and Q on Facebook though was pretty awesome because I guess Mr. Green like made a collage of like all the Bills players saying like a cocky statement at some point of the year, like he had it saved,
Yeah.
and then he posted it and Q's like, "Look at this dude's a Bears fan," and he's like making collages about the Bills, blah blah blah. But I didn't mind what Mr. Green said because people were saying, "Dude, the Bears won 1 Super Bowl in 1985." But Mr. Green's like, "Well, I saw my team win a Super Bowl. You have never seen your team on replay or present or nothing win a Super Bowl. Like, it does matter.
And it does
Because
matter
Bills
a little
fans,
bit, but
you
there's
know
no way that a Bears fan in 2023 should be talking shit to a Bills fan when the Bills have made the playoffs 5 years in a row and
Yeah,
the
but
Bears
you guys
have
were
been a dumpster
talking shit
fire.
when you guys didn't make the playoffs for 17 years.
I personally
Tom Brady
wasn't.
would get eliminated, and Bills fans would be so like that was it. The Super Bowl was it. Like
No.
Tom Brady lost, guys. We did it.
We gotta have
I
something.
personally,
But why
I'm
can't the
just
Bears
kidding.
have
I'm
something
just
though? That's why people hate
Well, you would
Bills
think-
fans here.
But
no, but-
not
but
for nothing.
you
but
should
the Tom
call
Brady
both
thing was
corny,
in,
though.
was in our-
All fans. That's what why I said I hate people in general.
Yeah, but the Bears and the Bills have nothing to do with each other.
Which is
either.
what one person did say. He was like, the only thing we have something
like
in common.
us being happy Tom Brady was out the
But
playoffs.
this dude lives here in Buffalo, has to hear the Bills fans talk shit year after.
He doesn't have to hear anything. He listens.
He's
He
50 years
listens.
old and hears how good the Bills are. Every year, you guys have 0 Super Bowl championships. So his whole lifetime, he's listened to, because he lives here. Again, like I said, I get it. We probably feel the same way in Baltimore or Cincinnati, wherever. But you live here and you have to listen to the fans talk about how good the Bills are every year. It's their year every year.
Are we
You
just
have
supposed
0
to
Super
not
Bowls.
talk though?
Why be cocky though?
Well, the cockiness is one, but like
Definitely talk and have fun. Absolutely.
If your team's a Super Bowl favorite, it's like part of the fun. Like
It's like
not
Chucky
about,
Wright
it's
when the
not
Eagles are
cockiness.
5-11. Still tells me the Eagles are good. Now that they're 11-0, he wouldn't shut up about it. Which at the moment I get it. Like you are 11-0, but fuck, you lose this week to Brock Purdy. What are you gonna say? What, we had a great year. You lost to
Don't
the
lose
NFC
to Big P.
championship.
Don't let
I
Big
don't
P
know.
go to the Super Bowl.
I've always been humble, and my team wins division championships almost every year. I've seen the Packers go to probably 7 NFC championships. I want to say 5 with Rodgers. I've seen 2 with Favre. I've seen 3 Super Bowl appearances. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and just talk shit about it all the time. It's weird to me.
No, I mean you shouldn't be cocky, but like it be like having fun and the fact that your team is good, especially as Bills fans when our team was bad for so long, you should enjoy it.
Absolutely.
The whole point of being
That's
a fan.
definitely not
Another
my
thing, though,
point. I definitely
Yeah.
agree. You should.
And over the last 5 years, there's more people that are like mad the Bills are good.
Well, those people are weird. The people that spend more energy on the Bills being bad than their own team being good is very goofy to me.
Which gets back to like why would you make an entire collage?
Yeah, but
It's
even
like-
the one dude though, this one dude's a Bears fan. My brother Billy was telling me, and made a post saying he wanted Cincinnati to win. And my cousin Joey said, "Don't you have mock drafts to go look at?" That's a weird joke to me, bro. You had mock drafts to go look at your whole fucking life when your team couldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, and we got shit for it. We got
Yeah,
shit for it every year. People talk shit to the Bills every single year. So when we're good, absolutely we're going to talk
But
shit.
you guys, when
As
you
a
were
Jet,
supposed to
like
look
Almar's
at mock
a Jets
drafts,
fan, and he doesn't show up. He did not shut up about the Bills' defense is bad. I don't give a fuck. The Jets are technically better than the Bills because they have a championship in '68. No, that's not.
Yeah, I mean,
like you should be looking at mock drafts. Your team is playing golf right now. Like,
what
you
I'm
can't
saying
talk
is
shit
when
to
the
me in
Bills were golfing,
2023.
you guys weren't looking at mock drafts. You guys were talking shit to other teams. Not maybe you personally.
I get it. If
but
you're
these
talking-
same people that are on Facebook saying, well, the Patriots didn't make the playoffs, or the Bears should go look at mock drafts. You guys are good for 4 years now.
If the
you suck for
defense-
17 years, and you still watch the playoffs and talk shit.
If your team is worse than a team, I just don't feel like you should be talking shit.
I know, but Bills fans did for 17 years. That's these people's problem.
That's just different people did that happen to be Bills fans, just like people who are Bears fans are doing it now. Like you said, everyone on a large is corny, but like you call what's corny regardless if it's Bills or not. If as Bills fans, when we were 5-11, I wasn't sitting here talking shit to Patriots fans when they lost. Like you went further than us.
If
There's
you probably did.
nothing
When
I
Brady
can
lost
say.
the playoffs, you probably were.
I'd be happy.
You're probably on Facebook or something.
I was happy.
but
I was
but
probably
that's
like,
different,
thank
though, than
God
the
Brady
Bears.
lost.
Brady was on the Patriots. Patriots are
Like,
our
if the
division
Eagles get
rivals.
knocked out right
That's
now-
where if the Vikings won the Super Bowl this year, it would mean nothing to me.
If the
Unless
Eagles
they
get
beat Green
knocked
Bay.
out right now, I'm not gonna go talk shit about Eagles fans. They went further than us.
Yeah,
Like
but
I'm not
it's
gonna go to
different
Timmy
when,
and be
when
like,
the
"Ha,
Patriots
you
own
lost."
you for 17 years. You don't want to see them continuously always be
But
good.
you didn't do nothing about it though. You're already at home. They already beat the shit out
None
of
of
you.
us
I
did as
can't do
fans.
anything about it.
Well, you know what I'm saying. That's just silly. At the end of the day, you're at home. Your team sucks. Okay, Brady beat the shit out of you for 20 years, and your biggest joy is hoping that your big brother could come in and do something for you. And when the 49ers eliminated the Packers, Billy put up the status, happy elimination, Packers elimination day, got beat by San Fran. Woo, they always lose to San Fran. And I got pissed and talked mad shit to him like, bro, we beat the fuck out of you guys every year. Get your team to do something. I don't know,
That's
it's just corny
that's
to
part
me.
of the sport. That's part of sports.
corny.
Like in division rival. Like of course you're gonna talk shit. If the Red Sox lose, I'm happy.
But I'm not going to sit there and like, if your team's better than my team, I'm not going to be like, yeah, you guys lost to the Rays. They're going to be like, you guys didn't make the playoffs. It's always just
absolutely.
the easy response. Like,
Absolutely. But you're still happy that they lose.
yeah, be happy, but going on making happy elimination day, fudge Packers,
yeah.
that shit's corny. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, even if I wasn't a Packer fan, I would look at that and be like, you're corny. The Bears suck. Rodgers owns you like he told your crowd because
and
you
you
guys
guys have
couldn't do
won
shit.
2 Super Bowls since they
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's something
yeah.
about, I don't know. If I lost a fight to you and Joe came and beat you up, I'm not going to stand over you and be like, yeah, we beat your ass. Like, it's corny. You beat me up. I have nothing to say. It's all the same to me. Trash talk is fun. And, like, I get it. We laugh at each other like the Bills, like you said, he said today how I was all smiling and shit, just being funny. But at the end of the day, I wasn't sitting there like, come on, Cincy. That shit doesn't do nothing for me.
Yeah, but so when
the Giants beat the Vikings, I didn't go and text like a Vikings fan and be like, ha ha. Like, no, they won the division. Yeah. And he talks mad shit. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, Ben does talk mad shit.
He's another way. He's talking shit when he was another one when Rodgers would lose. The Vikings couldn't do shit about it, but he wants to text me and tag me and shit, which is cool. It's fun. It's not a big deal, but it's corny.
I didn't even know there was Vikings fans.
He's the only one I know, I think.
Like the Giants beat the Vikings. We did it. Deep down, sure, I'm happy the Vikings didn't win the Super Bowl, but if they did, it's not going to make me like lose sleep or like I don't know. This is just kind of like what I said. I don't see how a Bills fan could be happy for Cincy or Kansas City unless you have money on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like in the group chat, Dom was like, I don't want Kansas City to win at all.
Well, I think a lot of Bills fans are like, well, because now the conversation's Burrow versus Allen, and then Burrow gets his before Allen does. And it makes – I don't know why people get insecure about that. Like, I don't care if Burrow has 5 and Allen has 2 by the time their careers – when their careers when their careers are done, I'm happy as a Bills fan we got 2. I don't give a fuck about Burrow.
Cincy now ended your season. But before Cincy didn't end your season, I could see, like, okay – like I don't want to see Kansas City win. Like they keep beating us, but now it's like both teams that do.
But that's just weird to me. They did what they were supposed to do. They were a better team. Why be mad at them about it?
I'll tell you right
now.
Why
be passionate though about one of them winning?
I won't. But what I'm saying is, but I will tell you right now, if the Jets, the Dolphins, or the Patriots were in the AFC Championship, I would be passionately rooting against them. Just
you still rather Mahomes win?
Yeah, I don't give
a lot of Bills fans don't like. They hate Mahomes like they hate Brady.
I don't hate.
Because he's winning every year.
But
he's winning every year because he's good.
The Brady thing, he was on the Patriots.
Right. So, it was a division rival.
That's all. Yeah. That's all.
But as a fan of the Bills, I just don't see how somebody could be happy for Kansas City or Cincy. That's all.
I wouldn't be happy.
I don't really care.
Unless you have money on it.
I take it back. I think I would rather Kansas City after what Eli Apple was doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. He made it personal.
I personally, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been 2 of my favorite players since college. So if they win, I'm like, cool, that's cool.
Yeah, that's how I feel
I'm
about
mad they
Jalen
beat
Hurts.
us, but
I feel the same way with Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts. If he wins, I'm like, that's awesome. If San Fran wins, my mom's happy. Brock Purdy's a good story. But nothing's going to make me a Packer fan jump for joy, no matter who wins Super Bowls. And I just feel like people get so much satisfaction.
Well, that's why.
Patriot fans right now are so happy the Bills lost. Like Dolphins and Patriot fans.
Yeah,
they're so happy the Bills lost. And I get it's your division rival, but it's weird to me that you're almost more happy the Bills lost than you are worried about what your team's doing in the offseason to get better.
I get that. Your team should be number one. Obviously, you should be more happy than you are that your team wins and another team loses. But if the Dolphins were in the AFC Championship right now, and it was them versus the Bengals or them versus the Chiefs, I would 100% be rooting for the Chiefs.
My whole life, I always
maybe not
rooted
jumping for joy, but like I would be like, if they made a good play, if it was fucking 20-23 and Mahomes threw a fucking game-winning touchdown, I'd be happy.
Sure, I mean, it'd be cool.
Because I don't want to deal with people like Den. I don't want to deal with. We saw how fucking Dolphins fans were acting when they were at the head of the division for 3 weeks. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to see that.
That makes sense, but you have a point. I'm just saying, like with the Chiefs and Bengals thing, you
I
don't
don't
really see Chiefs or Bengal fans around here talking a lot of shit. That's my point.
Yeah, I don't care.
When it's the Patriots, like Joe said, I do get that because it is your division. People are talking shit. Patriot fans.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Lorano?
Some guys don't they just kind of outside of my division, I always kind of root for my conference. Like a lot of people, like I'm an AFC guy.
Yeah.
So they'll, unless it's a division team, like I'm not rooting for the Dolphins. But I tend to root for the AFC because I like the AFC because my teams are in the AFC.
That's fair.
And so a lot of people, I think that's why some people still root for Kansas City and Cincinnati even though they beat us. I'll root for, not an AFC East team, but the rest of the AFC I tend to root for.
But
just because I'm a conference guy.
About it, like post a status, like
no, I've never in my life posted anything except for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, it's like
because I hate the Maple Leafs.
We all can root for a team,
but that's it. That's the only thing in sports I've ever kind of rooted in that way for.
Honestly, because if I had AFC teams, I would rather it be Buffalo.
So it's not. I'm not saying people shouldn't root for anybody else. Like if you're a Bears fan of your team, sucks this year, and you want to pick another team to follow and cheer for. I'm just saying, like, happy elimination day and all that.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's weird.
Yeah, it's when you go on social media.
When did he post that?
When every time the Packers lose to San Fran, because it was like we lose to them every year. And he finds it funny, whatever, but it's like, your team did nothing. You're on mute. Social media should even allow you to post about another team. Your shit should be blocked. You're
This
cut
has been
off.
built up, I think.
No, my whole life.
Yeah,
I remember I had a huge argument when Brady
Makes
lost
sense.
to Manning in Denver.
Yeah.
I was happy just because I was sick of seeing Brady beat Manning. And I'm sure a lot of people felt the same way.
Yeah.
But all these Bills fans were posting, and you would have thought, like, I can't imagine if the Bills won the Super Bowl the way these people were posting. So I remember I made a status saying, like, yo, Bills fans are mad corny. You would think they have won the Super Bowl, and me and this dude ended up having a big argument about it. He's like, oh, shut the fuck up. He's kind of saying what Josh said, like, they're our division. It's our division rival, and blah blah blah. I'm like, but you didn't do anything, bro. You haven't made the playoffs at this time in 20 years or whatever. I'm
Right.
like, well, you're so happy to see another AFC team win to go to the Super Bowl. You're happy to see Peyton Manning, who doesn't care about Buffalo, win. I don't know. It's just weird to me when you spend that type of. He did come to the game. That was cool.
I'm just messing with you.
It's just like I said, to root for somebody, sure. If it wasn't for my mom, I would cheer for Philadelphia to win this week. I'm going to her house, though, so I can't. Deep down, I might be happy if Jalen Hurts does some shit. But I'm not going to go on social media and be like, fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's weird to me.
Yeah, 100%.
But I've always felt that way. Milk says he's an Eagles and a Dolphins fan and a Nuggets and a Sixers fan. I don't believe that's possible. I'm sorry.
can't. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I
Not
have,
to love your team the way I do.
No.
You can't.
I have teams I'm fans of, like I'm an actual fan, and then I have teams that I'll root for if they're not playing my team.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying their jerseys. I'm not fucking going out of my way to go to their games.
Jerseys, who cares?
It's
You get like another player on another team.
Yeah, like I have a Nick Chubb jersey. I have a Watson jersey from Houston. Ramsey from the Jags, and they all end up getting traded and shit. But I don't care when they lose.
Yeah, like I always loved the Spurs back in the day just because Tim Duncan was my favorite player. The Knicks weren't making the playoffs. I'm going to root for – I rooted for them against the Heat. Whatever.
Knicks are-
Like,
When you got money on the line, that's also a big – I understand.
well, yeah, I'm rooting against the Eagles hard because
Yeah.
if the Eagles make the Super Bowl, I owe Timmy $200.
Yeah, so that makes
So
sense
I'm
for
100%
you.
gonna be
But
Big
you're
P.
still not going to put up a status like Niners
That's pretty
Nation
B,
and shit.
boy.
That's
Yeah,
the difference.
No.
You can
I
be
won't talk
happy.
shit to them. Like, you made it further than I did.
Like, you're not going to put up the status. I think it's the social media shit that I'm
Yeah.
more so talking about. Like, be happy
And what really
that the team that you decided to root for wins, or you hate, like, the Leafs. You don't want to see the Leafs win. That's fine. I get it. I don't ever want to see the Red Sox win, but I'm never making a status if the Red Sox lose to the Astros and being like, let's go Altuve, Astros Nation. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. Just deep down, I'm like, good shit.
And just to finish it off, like I do get why like going back to like living in a city, because it pisses me off too about like all these Bills fans that act like they're the biggest Bills fans in the world. They make sure they have their eyes painted and shit. And like they couldn't name you 5 players from
Right.
the teams before the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I get that you're having fun and stuff, but then like don't come out here and be like I'm a bigger fan than you, blah blah.
Right, all that shit's corny.
Because I criticize my team when all my criticisms ended up being correct, and like
Regardless if they were,
regardless,
you have the
I
right
was
to,
like
yeah.
I
You're
was here.
passionate. You had things that bothered you, and
You're
said
here
it.
now that it's fun. If the Bills suck tomorrow, you won't go to the bar for the games. Like when the Bills sucked,
Yeah, bars are empty.
the bars were the people sitting at the bars were people like us.
Listen to me.
But the bars, you go to 87 Buff, you go to any of these bars now where the Bills are good, they're fucking packed.
Yeah.
No one is going to be there watching.
Wild
the
Wings
AFC
was never more
Championship.
packed than it was this year.
Yeah.
Not even close.
And that's cool.
And it's
I
probably
like it.
gradually just been getting bigger and bigger.
When we were in Niagara Falls and the Bills sucked, the bar didn't fill up. My first year at Wild Wings, the Bills still weren't that good. They were getting better. The bar didn't fill up.
No.
Then Josh Allen was delivered, and everybody
So
came
I
out.
get like if you're not a fan
Not
of
even
the,
the
Bills,
first year, I bet, though.
No, not until the last couple. COVID stopped it, but like right before COVID and right after.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, though. A lot of these people, and I know for sure, I see all these people all over Facebook talk about Bills. Didn't think twice about the Bills 3.5 years ago.
No.
They didn't think twice about it.
And I'm fine with that. Like I'm fine. Like it's cool that they're good now, and it like brings more money to the area, and it brings some happiness to your life, even if you don't really know anything about football. That's cool. I get it. Just I can see from an outside perspective how that could be annoying. How you have to go to a bar and it's filled with Bills fans when you've been going to that bar for 20 years, and it used to be 10 Bills fans
Yeah.
who have struggled with them, and now it's 30 of them, and this girl's telling you how Josh Allen's way better than Pat Mahomes because. And then you have
And I
conversations.
hate I'll always hate arguments like Mahomes and Allen anyways.
Yeah,
Like I think Mahomes is better, but who cares? They're both great.
Yeah.
Allen could beat Mahomes at any point and beat any team at any point, and Mahomes could do the same just like Burrow can.
Yeah,
It's
Burrow's
just a
definitely-
stupid argument. Who's
Burrow's
better,
that guy.
LeBron or Jordan? Who cares?
Yeah.
They're fucking both the best. It's just arguments that'll never be settled, and I don't know. It's just those arguments don't mean anything to me.
All right. So let's look at next week. So 49. Which game's first?
49ers.
49ers,
I can't wait to
Eagles.
watch that game.
It's going to be a really good defensive game. It's for people who actually like football. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch. But for people who kind of
there's
just
gonna
watch
be more
football
points, though.
sometimes,
I
you think so?
too. I think it's gonna be
Well, more than 19-12. It might not be a lot of points, but
I mean, I don't know, man. I think the Eagles' offense is better than the Cowboys' offense. I don't care that the
by
Cowboys'
far.
offense was somehow top 5 in the regular season. It's like how the Bills were the number 2 defense in the regular season.
yeah, it just don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You have inflation games like against the
Yeah.
Colts and shit when we were at David's and they scored like 50.
Yeah, the
shit like
Eagles.
that.
The Eagles have a lot more. I mean, the Niners' defense is for real, but like, they're not going to hold them to 12 points.
No chance in hell. Unless Hurts was to go down or some shit.
But I can see the Eagles holding the 49ers to 19. I mean, like even
I don't think I can.
I think the Eagles' defense is more well-rounded than the Cowboys' defense.
Debo's
Cowboys-
got to make more plays
That's
than he
not
did
what I-
last
that's
week.
not
He
why I
just
said
he,
that,
he
though.
was irrelevant.
Who?
Debo. He
Oh,
even
yeah.
posted something and Micah Parsons was like, "Bro, you didn't even do anything. Like, stop."
I mean,
I just think
McCaffrey made like one really good play too. It wasn't like anyone really was other than Kittle.
That Kittle was great.
That game was a weird game.
It was just two really good defenses.
It could have just been the game script. It could have been like, this is what we're going to do. Kyle Shanahan could have been like, I know you've been making plays, but we need you to be Jimmy G right now. We need
He
you to
probably
dink
didn't
and
believe
dunk.
Dallas was going to put a lot of points on the board.
Yeah.
And Micah Parsons probably thinks like me. Like, Debo was on San Fran and made a post, and Micah Parsons was like, "Bro, you didn't do shit. Stop talking."
He said good win, bro, but you ain't do nothing.
Yeah. And that's how I feel, but at least Debo was on the team. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But fuck, I feel the same way. Shut up.
Oh, I forgot. Shaq Lawson also told Eli Apple he's about to catch these hands. And
For real?
Yeah, he retweeted it, or he like replied to it. He was like, "Good game," even though it wasn't a good game by Eli Apple standards. He's like, "Good game," but like, if you put Damar's life-threatening situation in your mouth ever again, like it's on site or something.
That's a
some
fact.
crazy shit. And
I like
Shaq
everything
Lawson's
else,
about that life. He's gotten like 4 fights on the field.
I like the shit Eli Apple was doing. Like when Diggs was on the ground hurt, he was going like this and shit on the field. I ended up seeing a video. Like that shit is funny to me.
that shit's okay. I don't
Yeah.
care about that, but yeah. Anyway, back to the
Burrowhead's
game.
funny. That's funny. as
Burrowhead's
fuck.
hilarious. Back to the game. Yeah, I think it's gonna be defensive though. Like I don't think it's gonna.
You don't
be
think
like,
San Fran's got much of a chance, do you?
No, I do. I think
You
they
do.
do. They do. I mean, if
Do
their
you?
with their
Yeah.
defense, they can hold. If their defense can play anything could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hold the Eagles to 20 points, you can find a way to beat them. I just think the way the matchups look with how those games looked, but we've seen this 100 times. We've seen like A plus A or 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2 for some reason in the NFL because it's just weird.
Yeah, like
you
we
would
think the
think
Eagles
that,
match up well, but somehow Purdy will
Yeah.
throw for like 350.
Yeah.
They'll run the ball, but I do love the way the Eagles match up with them. I said that weeks ago. I said I like how Dallas matched up with them would be a good test, and he passed the test, but not by a lot. Like he got a 65 on that shit.
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit ain't
yeah,
cutting
like,
it versus Philly. He's
they
gonna have
were
to get like an 80 to 90.
You got to study more.
Yeah.
But here you go.
Yeah.
Got the job done?
That's
He
what I'm
got the
saying. He
job
did,
done, yeah,
but the teacher put on there like need to improve. Like next week, the test will be much harder.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know. My head says like I think it's just gonna be a defensive game.
I got a big
Hurts
feeling
is gonna beat Purdy at some
that
point.
it's going to be a lot higher scoring now. I don't know why. As we were just talking about it,
Yeah,
I really have this feeling that it's going to be a. What's the over/under on it anyway?
I'm not even sure.
Oh look, my phone.
Hurts. They played once in college. Hurts beat him 42-41. Purdy threw 5
Was that
touchdowns.
was that a bowl game?
No, it was just a regular season.
Just a regular season game.
They Purdy and then went for 2 instead of a tie.
Yeah.
And they missed, and Oklahoma won. What's over under?
I don't know yet. I
Who
was gonna
wasn't
say, I
CD
seen the
Lamb still on
stats for
Oklahoma
that.
at that time?
Huh?
Wasn't CD Lamb still on Oklahoma at the time?
Yeah, it's
think so.
46.
46.
Yeah,
I
I-
could see it going around that.
Or maybe they missed 4.
Didn't Purdy have a really good game versus them too, though? Or
Versus Oklahoma?
yeah.
He had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They were getting killed, and he got hot in the 4th.
He's that dude, man. I feel like he can make the plays that like I was saying that he
He'll
could
be on Houston next year.
I'm gonna
That'd be
go
cool.
with.
No, I think he'll stay.
I'm going with the Eagles though.
I'm taking the Eagles too.
I'm taking the 49ers.
I want the 49ers. to
I
win.
like the
I'll be
Purdy
rooting for
story. I like Hurts and I like the Eagles as well.
I love the Hurt story. More
I
than
I
anything.
just I think the 49ers, man, if you look at the offenses, I think the 49ers offense is better than the Eagles offense.
I think they do have better playmakers, but like
I think their playmakers are almost even, and Hurts is just a better playmaker himself.
I just think I
think-
think McCaffrey's far
I think,
better
yeah,
than Miles Sanders.
yeah.
he just hasn't been like. I think we get. So here's my take on that. We get confused of fantasy football. If you go and look at rushing numbers, Miles Sanders is the better runner.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
McCaffrey catches
was
more.
getting over 100 yards. Like
Yeah, but I'm
last,
talking,
that
Miles
10
Sanders
this
will get 100
season.
yards because he has 10 for 70 every game. And then Gainwell came in last week, got 114 yards. Like, you got to really dig into that stuff when you think about it. McCaffrey's not even healthy. First of all, Elijah Mitchell finished the game.
Yeah.
So I just think I don't know, like Kittle, he's better than Goater, but because they need him to block sometimes, it takes away how many targets he gets. To me, A.J. Brown's the best receiver. Smith's better than Ayuk. I don't know. When you match up those offenses, they're very close, and then Jalen Hurts is by far a better playmaker.
Than Purdy, yeah.
Playmaker. He might not be a better because we still don't know. We're still like assessing Purdy, but as far as just making plays, like
I think
Hurts
Kittle's
makes those
better
plays.
than Goddard.
He is, but not by how much?
Right.
Because he
You
has
think
to
AJ
be
Brown's
used as a
better than
blocker.
Debo?
Oh yeah, I think by far. I think that's he's a lot better than him. Debo goes missing in action a lot of games.
He does, yeah.
And he's a hybrid. He's not just a wide receiver who runs routes. And until he started getting handoffs, he wasn't that great. And I could be wrong. He stayed with San Fran because he knows he can't shine in a lot of other offenses that aren't run like Shanahan's. A.J. Brown will shine in Tennessee, who was a run team, and shined in Philly, that was a run team.
That's fair.
Like, imagine A.J. Brown on Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati.
I wish.
And I don't think Devonta Smith and Ayuk is that close.
You think
Not in their
Devonta
offenses.
Smith's way better?
Yeah, at least in the offenses. Ayuk with Purdy really don't do shit. He gets a lot of 2 for 30 type games. But Smith's been on
Just take
fire.
a picture of me.
Yeah.
Smith's been on fire. I don't know. I just think Philadelphia's. It's close, but I just don't think I think we get confused with McCaffrey with Purdy isn't like putting up amazing numbers. He's not
I
even
just
getting the
think
ball
he
a
can.
lot.
He just
Are you sure?
he doesn't really have
Yeah.
to.
I feel like didn't he just put up 102 games ago?
I'm not saying that he can't do that, but he also had a 68. He had one 68-yard
Pull
run.
Miles Sanders shit. He is injured, McCaffrey.
So yeah, he didn't do good last game. Yeah, not even 2 games ago against Seattle. 15 rushes, 119 yards. Yeah, he did that with a 68 yard run. But then he had 2 catches for a touchdown as well.
He had 2 catches for 10 yards though.
17.
Like he hasn't got over. When's the last time? What was his receiving stats the last few weeks?
2 weeks, 6 for 22 and 2 for 17.
It's what's it called? Just don't throw him the ball.
Yeah, he has since Purdy's came in. He's only had.
When did
Purdy
I guess
come
it
in?
just matter. It
Miami, end of Miami.
His who Purdy?
Yeah,
Yeah, he came in the Miami game.
he came in though end or
I think early.
so the only game since Miami he had a good game Miami receiving, and then he had a good game against Las Vegas 2 weeks before the season ended.
So Miles Sanders had 1,270 yards, 5 yards a carry, 11 touchdowns.
You're right, man. McCaffrey's averages have been low.
That's all I'm just saying. He's a much better talent. He's more explosive. He's better in fantasy. But I think we get confused on that.
Well, he had 3 good games, 3 bad games. He had 119 rushing, 108 rushing, 121 rushing.
Yeah, but I just think other people were.
I'm saying
Yeah, but
McCaffrey's way
crushing.
better than
But
Sanders.
That it's not just you, but everybody does that. What about Miles Sanders? Kenneth Gainwell had 100
That's
and
fair.
something yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So last game, Miles Sanders had 17 carries for 90 yards. Okay,
Yeah.
17 for 90. Remember that. In that same game,
You're talking about
Boston
McCaffrey
Scott
again.
had 112 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts had 34 yards and a touchdown. Boston Scott had 32 yards and a touchdown. If all those carries were Miles Sanders, then he has fucking 250 yards. All these teams have both these teams have playmakers that take the ball out of their other playmakers' hands.
Yeah.
Like Debo just crushed versus Seattle, did nothing versus Dallas.
I think he's gonna have a real good game.
Kittle
against
did
the
nothing
Eagles.
versus Seattle, crushed versus Dallas. A.J. Brown didn't do nothing versus the Giants, and they put up 38 points. It's just it's hard for these players. They don't have to do good every week for their teams to win. The way like Travis Kelce and Diggs and
That's
those
why I
type of
think
guys
this
do.
game's gonna be high score. I think everyone's gonna get a piece.
It's hard to stop these teams.
We got the defenses to do it, though. I don't know. They're both the 2 most well.
What do you think the score will be?
I think it's going to be, like 23-17. I'm going to take the Eagles.
What do you think?
I think it's gonna be like 27-24. I'm gonna take the Niners.
I was thinking the same type of score as him, but the Eagles definitely go either way.
Even like it could be easily like a 30-20, but like it's going to be a close game. Even if it's double digits by the end of it, I think it's going to be a close
Yeah, like
game.
maybe a pick six at the end.
Yeah.
But what do you think? So Kansas City, Cincy.
Since he just has their number, fucking if Mahomes isn't 100%, I don't think they stand a chance. I think they're a way worse team, and Mahomes just elevates them. If Mahomes is like not Mahomes, then I don't think they stand a chance. If Mahomes is healthy, I would if Mahomes is 100%, I would take the Chiefs by 3.
Oh,
But
wow.
if they're not healthy,
So you don't think they're gonna? You don't think that game won't be close to you?
no, it'll still be close. Like Mahomes, even when like the Super Bowl, when
You're saying 100% they're gonna win by 3. He's not gonna be close to 100%.
I could see the Bengals winning by 10. I don't think it's gonna be it's not gonna be a blowout. Like even Mahomes.
Chiefs
on one-
defense has been playing well. Their defensive line's been dominating.
I think
Well,
I
yeah,
just
we'll see how
convinced
we'll see
myself.
if their offensive line played really well or our defensive line was that bad. But Bengals offensive line dominated.
Yeah, Baltimore they did it though.
They didn't. Yeah.
What were you about to say?
I think I convinced myself no matter what the Chiefs are going to win this game.
I like the Chiefs too. I think
I'm
the storyline set up too perfectly for Cincy. I don't know if it's like I said. The defensive line of the Chiefs is going to make some plays. Pacheco might have a big game running the ball.
Rolled us. Mahomes is hurt.
Burrowhead and shit like they're fucking up.
Burrowhead.
They are talking shit. That's not good.
Mahomes never beat Joe Burrow ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's due. But I just
He's
don't.
more than due.
If he's 70%, I just don't see how he beats.
I'll show you.
it'll have to be more low scoring.
It would have
That's
to be
not true.
very. It would 100%, dude. If he can't
I
get
think
out,
if they could just get the run game going.
bro, Joe Burrow is him, dude. You guys are. Patrick Mahomes is better than Joe Burrow. He's 100% healthy. I'm taking Mahomes every time, but even though he hasn't beat
Burrow just has the it factor.
He
man.
does, and if Mahomes if Mahomes can't run around and match him 4 or 5 touchdowns, I just don't see how they win the game. Like you can slow it down as much as you want, but how are you going to stop everything that the Bengals have?
Yeah. We got to see. It's going to start with Chris Jones for sure. The defensive line's got to dominate.
They got it.
Nasty.
I don't know. We saw he struggled against the Ravens, but to me that's just like a divisional game.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean-
they always struggle against each other. I don't.
Chiefs had it 21-3 last year. They played a half of football where Burrow couldn't do anything. But they have to do it
That
for
was
2
his
halves.
first. That was like a second playoff game ever.
It was his third, but I'm just saying it was.
Oh yeah, it was the championship round. Yeah.
Like their defense has shown that they can stop
I
them.
think
a little
Chiefs
bit.
by 10.
What do you think? The score
I
would
wouldn't be surprised at all, but I'm gonna take the
21-7. So Chiefs by 14.
21. You're bugging.
What's the over under on that one? Did you see?
Nah, I don't even
You
care.
really think Chiefs are gonna hold the Bengals to 7
I'm
points?
starting to think so.
You're bugging. You're out of your
I
mind.
feel you.
I mean, they're gonna score 7 in the first quarter at least. They
I
score.
think it'll be
they score in the first quarter like almost every game this
34
season.
to like 28 or 34-27 Chiefs.
Wait, you said like a touchdown? You think?
Yeah, it'll be
I'm
a
taking
close
Chiefs
game.
by
I could
10.
see that.
It's going to go higher than what I'm talking about. I just think there's going to be a lot more game managing, though, because of Mahomes' ankle. I think they're gonna run the ball a lot more a lot of short passes, get the ball out of his hand fast. So it's gonna be like a lot of check downs and running. There's no reason to force him to be running on his ankle if you have the tools to not.
But if the Chiefs just go out there and score.
Yeah, but I'm
and
just
then
saying-
it's somehow for some it
It's not really gonna be 21-7. I'm exaggerating, but I think maybe.
It's all going to be determined on what happens in the first 10 minutes. If the Bengals get the ball first and they score, and then the same thing with our game. Like, it literally, that changed everything. The first 5 minutes, it wrote the whole game script. Like, we had to come back. If they do the same thing and Mahomes isn't healthy.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you.
If they get the ball first and.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. I think the Chiefs are going to have a lot of long drives.
But it's the thing, what I'm trying to tell you is it's easy to get someone out of that. If you're able to get up on them 10, 14 points early, they can't do that.
Yeah, but if you keep the ball out of his hand to not go up 10-14 early.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
It will be decided in the first 10 minutes of the game, I think. Like the first 10 minutes of the game will determine the entire game script. I don't think it's going to be like a game where the Bills and the Chiefs and there was 10 different fucking switches of momentum and I don't know. If Mahomes is healthy, I'm going to say 30-26 Chiefs. Chiefs. If Mahomes isn't healthy, I'm going to take 30-20 Bengals.
I gotta look at this over under.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely.
But if anyone's going to win on one leg, it's going to be Mahomes.
Yeah, if Mahomes beats Burrow on one leg, that dude just he already is in a class of his own, but Burrow's trying to get there. If he goes 4-0 against him and gets a Super Bowl,
it's only 46.5.
it has to be with Mahomes. Like the Bengals being favored. Like they're saying that Mahomes isn't healthy.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs in the under, and then I'm gonna go San Fran in the over.
The Chiefs defense is playing well. We got to see.
I mean, we've seen this happen 100 times. Quarterback with a terrible defense. Somehow the defense gets it together in the playoffs.
I went 1-1 this year too. I said it's finally going to happen again. Was Eagles Chiefs? It's got a chance.
Wait, what did you say?
Remember when I picked Eagles Chiefs? You're like, you're going to go both 1 seeds because it never happens.
yeah.
But this was the year I just felt like the top 4 or 5 teams were just so much better than the other teams.
I think Bengals Eagles would be the super fun championship game.
I don't know. I just feel like the Eagles should kill everybody. Like, thinking about how we broke their team down, they're just really the best team.
But the Bengals are that good.
I'm just saying, you got Slay and Bradbury up against Higgins and Chase. Like, I know they're not going to win.
Bengals would be crazy too, though.
I know they're not going to win those one-on-ones, but those are great matchups.
Yeah.
Like, the Eagles they get to the quarterback the most. They have a great secondary. They can run the ball, throw the ball. They just really are a perfectly built team.
They are.
I think the Bengals are very. I mean, defensively,
Eagles can't run the Bengals can't run the ball that well.
They can.
I don't think so.
They don't have as many guys. I mean,
you think that because what they did on Sunday, but they can't really.
Don't start bringing up jokes. Dude jumping for joy said he hates this shit.
got-
Look at him.
Mixon for 40 yards against the Ravens, couldn't get it.
It's against a division team, man. Mixon
What
has
does that mean though? The Eagles just played a division team.
You were
ran
happy
for
when we lost?
300.
That's true.
You were happy when we lost?
It didn't really matter to me. It kind of helped me in some pools though, because everybody had Josh Allen. If the Eagles win this week, I have a chance at some good money. And Ed's pool and FFPC. All the top 100 teams had Josh Allen.
Really?
Yeah. Because he played 2 games so far. So if he would have played a third and a fourth and Hurts never caught up to him, I wouldn't have been able to catch up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think. So you think if the Eagles and the Bengals played in the championship, they would just dominate them?
No, I don't think the Eagles will dominate any of these teams. I just think they like on paper they kind of should. I guess they have Fran matches up. It was like really the same, but somehow all these games end up close and coaches make horrible play calls and teams get conservative. I just think the Eagles are a perfect team.
I will say before we leave though, a lot of people were talking shit about Zach Taylor, kind of like Brandon Staley, like this year, but like last year, like how he's not letting him cook enough and like blah blah blah. I mean, he's been calling perfect games, like So
yeah, I mean, if he makes 2 straight Super Bowls,
yeah, I mean, last year I believe was I don't know, a glitch in the matrix, but this year they're like a legitimately good.
Yeah, last year they
last
rode
year
like
the
a
Chiefs.
crazy-
What the fuck happened to the Chiefs? I think the Bills would have beat them if they played head to head.
You think the Bengals are good at running the ball?
Yeah, why? What's up?
No, they're 29th in rush yards in the league.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're better than a couple teams.
They're 29th?
No, you were right, bro.
There's
They're
no
better
way
than
they're
a couple
20.
teams.
So Mixon's what? The worst fucking.
Dude, Mixon stinks this year. I actually was like,
I know he
telling Dom,
sucked the past like 5 weeks because like he got hurt.
He averaged 3.8 yards a carry. I remember telling Dom like, "Yo, I still like Mixon in fantasy because of the team that he's on, but like he don't do anything. He like kind of just runs into the pile." Yeah.
Are they worse than the Bills?
The Bills.
I mean, I get
They
it.
have to because Allen.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Damn, we
That's another
suck.
thing though. Allen didn't even run.
We suck. We let the 29th fucking.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's crazy.
You guys stink.
That's nuts. I didn't think Mixon was that
Mixon
bad.
had 105 yards on 5 yards of carry versus you guys.
I remember.
They outran you guys 172 to 63. Oh my god.
Well, we just stopped running the ball because we were down.
Who
but-
they?
Shut the fuck up. All right.
Yo, that shit was playing
So-
loud
I can't believe
through
you're
the
jumping
stadium.
for joy for
Why
another
was
team
it-
to lose.
The whole
Yeah,
stadium
dude.
was yelling,
Wow.
"Who dat?"
He's doing all the corny shit he was just
I
talking
know.
about.
Yeah,
Wow,
hey.
holy fuck.
You guys let them come in front of Hamlin. That's not my fault. Hamlin was up in the crowd and just you guys let him run all over you.
What's so happy?
Was
That's
I on
crazy.
social media though?
You already know.
No.
That's social
Am I
media.
happy Cincinnati won?
You look happy.
No. I like making fun of you guys though. Bills were 7th in the league in rushing, bro. Where you at? Get your facts together. Just
How
like,
the?
you hear this shit? Bengals were 29th. Bills were 7th.
Don't look at me.
But he thought it was close. He said, "Are they better than the Bills at running?"
But I'm like, how? Like, how the fuck? I mean, I get
Man,
Josh
Allen.
Allen, but we don't ever run the
Singletary had a
ball.
lot of good games.
All right, man. That's nuts. But whatever. Anything else?
We'll get into NBA.
So I got Chiefs. Eagles. You got, or I got Bengals, Eagles. You got
Chiefs,
Chiefs, Eagles. You got Chiefs, 49ers.
That's pretty cool.
All right, cool. Yeah, we got to get an NBA soon.
Why don't you just be Bengals 49ers were all wrong?
Those are good Super Bowl.
I picked 49ers originally, but I just don't think they beat the Eagles. College basketball is getting really good too.
Yeah, it's weird
Kansas
this
just
year
got
too.
whopped by not whopped,
I had
but
Baylor.
did you?
But it's,
Baylor's just huge, dude. They're just like they're guarding dudes. Dude's supposed to be a fucking shooting guard, and his arms are like 7 feet long, and he goes to get a layup and just fucking smacks his shit. Uh,
Yeah, I play you next
Purdue's
week
number
to,
1.
I play you next week in fantasy
Oh,
so
I'm
I can
done.
solidify the 1 seed.
I'm done. I don't give a fuck.
think
I mean, I'm setting my lineup because I'm not one of them
You ain't
guys.
said
But
that shit last week.
I
knew
did
you
set
were
it.
winning.
I did.
You left dudes on your IR that were getting points.
The only person I left on my IR was Cam Johnson because I didn't know how many minutes he was gonna get. I still set my lineups
okay.
because I had
You ain't
Maxey.
scoop nobody.
The week before that, I had fucking Maxey, and
I
Maxey was
needed you
playing.
to win so bad.
Who am I gonna scoop? There's like there's 9
I just
point
scooped
per
a guy
game
that got
dudes.
30.
Fuck, dude.
I scooped a guy that got 30 and I scooped a guy that got 25.
Well, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Those dude,
Be better.
Who were they?
Caruso and Teron Eason or whatever. Terry Eason.
I don't know. Whatever.
Exactly. See what I'm saying?
Dude, when I looked at on that shit, the only guys left are averaging like 9 points per game.
That's because you're not looking.
I am looking. I go to the
No,
whole
you're
thing.
looking. You're just not looking.
Not really. I'm
That's
on a
what I'm
playoff.
saying.
So what am I going to spend hours reading into
You have
these dudes?
0%?
I have like a 1%.
See?
I need to win the next 3 games and need all my.
There's not-
I'm
there's
like
not
how the
even 3
Colts
games
were,
left, buddy.
huh?
There's only 2 games left.
There's this game and 2 games left.
No, 1 game.
In fantasy?
There's this week and 2 weeks
No,
left.
it's 2 weeks. This is it. 2 weeks.
This
You're-
week and next week.
Yeah, you're 0% to make it.
Okay, I'm 0. Yeah,
After not winning last week.
whatever, dude. I was like 1% last week.
Need
or
you to
whatever.
win. You to give a
I'm
fuck.
over here talking about like Purdue being number 1, which is wild and
Yeah,
shit.
it's very weird in college basketball. Houston, Purdue, like Gonzaga kind of sucks. North Carolina
North
sucks.
Carolina
Kentucky
sucks.
sucks. Duke sucks.
Tonight's big game is supposed to be North Carolina, Syracuse, and like neither of them are that good.
No, North Carolina is a lot better, ain't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they?
All right, that's it. Trap Nerd Sports everywhere.
Nuggets are nice too, though. Actually,
Nuggets are.
I said like a month ago I didn't believe in them. They've changed my mind.
There's like 10 teams in the NBA that could win a championship.
Yeah, I like the Nuggets team.
You do?
They get Bruce Brown and KCP for 3-and-D guys that they didn't have, and Aaron Gordon becoming like a star.
Michael Porter finally being healthy.
Yeah, Murray's playing really
Murray's-
well.
yeah.
They're a lot different of a team. I thought they had the same team as always, but I really didn't. I forgot about KCP and Bruce Brown. Those were really underrated signings.
Everyone talks shit about KCP. I feel like he's
the
been
best.
decent everywhere he
Him
goes.
and Jay Crowder are 2 dudes that like are always decent, and their teams always win.
Yeah.
It's somehow Beverly, but he's.
What's up with Crowder?
I don't know what happened with him in Phoenix. Why he doesn't play? Why he hasn't been traded? I don't know. I actually never looked into that
They got
situation.
to feel it because they suck.
I mean, they're 24-24. They were first in the West with Devin Booker.
Yeah, I know.
So it just shows that Devin
I had a
Booker was
playoff
that
chance
good.
before
Yeah.
Devin Booker went down too. So I'm right there with you, Phoenix. All right, we're out of here. Thank you for listening. Trap Nerd Sports everywhere. Instagram, blah blah blah, all the good stuff. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.